What we're gonna do, Christian?
Watch that booty go. Watch that booty go. Watch that booty go. Watch that booty go. that booty go. Watch that booty go. Watch that booty go.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Woo! Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody had a happy and healthy holiday. Man, it's good to be back. Hope everybody could hear me. I got Frogs Dope Gaming. What's up, Frogs? How you doing?
Man, I'm hanging out, chilling, man. Just enjoying the holidays, like
Yeah,
everybody else.
I know. It was
Trying
tough.
to get through this year.
It was tough to get back. I've been just kind of in vacation mode. I was on a grindcation. I went over to, drove down to Tennessee. Oh, yeah. Had some whiskey. Went down to Nashville and hung out there for a bunch of days, man. It was good times. It was good times there, man. It was pretty exciting there, that strip. And then I drove down to Memphis. Walking in Memphis. Yeah, it was great. I went to the Jerry the King Lawler, his restaurant. He had a Memphis barbecue there. So, what's going on my stream? I hope the stream is working. Let me double check. But yeah, I went out there. Happy holidays to the grinders. There's to get here. Can you hear Frogs as well? I want to make sure we don't talk over Frogs. So I'm messing around. I don't know. Might be just some glitches in the system, but hopefully the stream stays up. My Wi-Fi, I've been calling them up, man. It's been wild. Everybody's online. It's the holidays, man. So we're all good. Thank you, Nick, for coming back on. And while we hear Frog, how was your vacation? Did you go anywhere? Or you just chilled out? Frog, you there? Grinds Memphis Gears. That's right, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here. I
Oh, no,
thought I was
okay,
unmuted.
cool.
No, I just hung out in the house. Had my son. He took some leave. From the military. He came out from Oklahoma. Came all the way down back to Tampa area. Um, Mostly stayed local. Mostly just stayed with the immediate family.
Yeah.
There's all kind of variants of whatever the new virus or disease is
Uh,
going on. We're just trying to stay away from that stuff. But for the most part, just hung around the house. We did something my wife put together, some weird gift exchanging because we do the holidays, but not necessarily a definitive Christmas holiday. So it's we do celebrate our different holidays that come
Sure.
around, where we kind of have our own take on it.
Yeah.
But very interesting. I would say it's probably enjoyable. I got a PlayStation mug.
Oh, yeah. We're
And
gonna talk about
yeah,
what we got for Christmas. We'll talk what
yeah,
Santa brought us. I got that as
yeah,
the first topic.
yeah, interesting. We'll
Nice.
talk.
PlayStation. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, we got that. But first, we got to do shout out the VIP grinders. Let's get them. We had a new one, Cycle Gamer. Thank you again. We got our VIP grinders. This is the closeout of the year, man. So we got our VIP grinders here: Eddie T, David Howe, Nariko, No Cap Podcast, Brian M, Tex-Mex Morty, True Witty, 4-Star General, Dad of War, Wendigo Rex. Who are you? Who are you? 5, Evan Fassbender, and Cycle Gamer. Thank you again, VIP grinders. Partying with Herman Holtz doing the splits between the PlayStation 5s, and we got Booster and crying people in the background, and the Xbox fridge. Even though some videos I've been watching saying Xbox should be the one celebrating in the VIP grindhouse. And they kind of won the year. Yeah, I don't think so. But so we'll talk about that. That's definitely a topic. Hopefully I don't know what's going on with my what the hell? Why have a drop frames? What is going on? Is somebody using my internet?
Uh-oh.
No, seeing the stream is minor issues, it says. So hopefully it's not stuttering for you guys. But yes, I want to shout out to the VIP grinders. I want to thank you guys so much and girls for helping out. Support the channel. And if you want to be a VIP grinder as we bring into the new year, hit that join button and you'll get access to all those awesome emojis such as a booster and Xbox Donuts and our good friend Bootleg Joel, which maybe we'll talk about Halo. I don't know, kind of haloed out, but we'll talk about talk about that stuff. But shout out to the VIP grinders. I want to thank everybody again. You hit the subscribe button.
I'm more than haloed out. There's a whole reason behind it.
I know. I know. Haloed out. But yeah, it stopped after the prologue. Let me see. Wait a second. I just want to make sure this thing's working here. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go on my phone and check. I see everybody doing some icons and logos. Let me double check here. Make sure this thing's working. The stream is not going crazy. I don't know. I might have to go like plugged in to do this stuff now. Run like a Cat 5 cable. Yeah, my stream is like the guy's dancing like they're slow-mo dancing. They're like pop and grind in here. It's powered by 12 teraflops. Dude, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll turn down the VIP grinders because they are they're pop locking down there. They're not really smooth. So, but shout out to the VIP grinders. Thank you again for that. So hopefully, I don't know what's going on with the stream is like. Let me see if it looks better now without the video. Maybe I got too many videos running. Hold on. Let's see. Halo is back. Oh my god, they're starting already. I live in the cloud. That's right. Hopefully, let me see. Maybe I have too many browser windows open. Nah, shouldn't have. Shouldn't be that much. I'm glad everybody can hear me now. Let's see. All right, it looks better now. With that, let's go right to the grinds, boy. The grinders want to know what we got for what Santa brought us and what we're doing. Let's see if this thing works. So let's go to the grinds board. what's going on? They said the stream's down again. I see it up. It keeps. All right. Let's see here. I don't know what's going on my internet here. I'm gonna have to do. Well, frogs. Let's go to the first topic on the grinds board. We got here.
Sure, why not?
Gifts for the holidays. Tell everybody what you got. I'm gonna see what's going on with this internet, and I'll be right back.
Sure. So let's see. What did I get? I got a PlayStation mug. Pretty interesting. It was kind of in a 1 through 10 bag. It's kind of hard to explain. But what I'll say is there were some bags and they were numbered like 1 through 10 or like 1 through 15, and you just pick a number and you randomly get stuff. So I got a PlayStation coffee mug, which is pretty cool. I also picked up a chicken recipe book. It's called 50 Shades of Chicken, where there's like a story, a little erotica story, but also it's a twist on it. It's about chicken and cooking, and there's a recipe. So it's a recipe book with some erotic chicken stories, which is really funny in a sense because the stories are really funny. Some of them are told from the perspective of the man or the woman or so forth. But really interesting. What else did I get? Like I say, I don't really celebrate the traditional, I guess you could say, Christmas. It's more just a holiday. It's the holiday times. I don't really say it like Christmas because of various different reasons. And so when we usually give gifts there, it's for many, many, many days leading up to the holidays, and then we kind of do something different. But let's see, what else did I grab? I didn't really grab anything as far as gaming. I'm still waiting until like the first. Waiting to pick up a couple of games, maybe digital. I didn't pick up anything physical. And I would say that's about it. Not a big list of things. I know a lot of people say, "Hey, I got an Xbox or I got these games," but gifts are given usually throughout the year and through leading up from December until this holiday time, until I guess so-called Christmas time. We give gifts out. So
yeah,
kind of more like Hanukkah than anything. So yeah, erotic tickets.
Yeah, I didn't get too many game stuff. Like I actually, wow. What's up, Cyber Dragon? How you doing, man? Dad of War, how you doing?
No, I'm telling you, this recipe book is really awesome.
Oh,
they're really awesome.
What are you gonna
it's
use?
Really
is
awesome.
It for you? You're gonna cook it?
Oh, well, it's for me or my significant other, my wife. So basically, me and my wife can take the 50 Shades of Chicken, and we can there's a recipe in there. And as we're doing the recipe, we're supposed to read the story out to our significant other. So I'm actually interested in doing it because the stories are hilarious. But it was a gift. Okay, let me break down. My youngest son got it first because it was a bag he picked, and he immediately traded me. He was like, "Oh no, I don't want this." He's like, "I definitely don't want this book. This is for you and mom." So he traded me. I had my original gift was an ice cube tray that you can make skull ice cubes. And he was like, "Nope, I'll take that and make skull ice cubes. You can read this to mom." He's like, "I'm not trying to do this, with my girlfriend." Because he opened the book and like on one page, there's like this real ripped dude, and he's like tying the chicken off, and he's like, "Nope, I don't want it. Here you go." And so I was like, I'm comfortable reading this book, and I started reading the stories, and then everybody in the house is like, "Yeah, stop reading those stories to us. Just read them to mom." But really good book, really good, funny gift, man. Really funny gift.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this stream. I think I might have to edit my.
I'm trying to figure out. What? I'm trying to figure out why PlayStation doesn't have any games.
Dude, but we'll get nothing. They got nothing.
We'll get to. PlayStation has shit. They won't. In the first year, they've had nothing.
Nothing. Well, before we talk about PlayStation having no games.
As the Undertaker would say, "Dead man walking."
Dead man walking. That's right.
Dead man walking.
We get into that. Talk about PlayStation got no games. I'm gonna say, so what I got, I actually gave some love to the Switch this holiday because I bought tons of stuff for the
Wow.
PS5, and my Switch was like not much going on with it. So, I picked up, for my son, I got him the Cruising, what is it? Oh shit, it's not
Wait, wait,
Cruising
wait, wait,
World.
wait, 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 wait. I'm sorry, Jazz. I did forget one thing.
What'd you get?
I got a brand new car, so
Oh
that was
damn,
the
jeez,
yeah.
that don't fit under the tree.
Yeah. So yeah, that didn't fit in the tree. So I got a BMW Mini Clubman, 4-door, fully loaded, dual panoramic, moonroof,
Oh damn.
freaking Apple Play. I've always wanted a BMW Mini Clubman, and it's the color is pepper white. So
Oh.
if you know what eggnog looks like, it kind of has that color of eggnog. So I nicknamed it eggnog, and that car is awesome. I'm using that same car in Gran Turismo. Right now, I'm using a concept car. I've always loved the Clubmans because that 4-door is big, and I'm driving around town. I'm like, yo, this is a big ass. For a Mini, it's a big car. You wouldn't think everybody hears Mini, they're like they think of the 2-door Mini Cooper,
Yeah.
but it's not a Mini Cooper. It's a BMW. It's a Mini Clubman with the I think it's an i3 engine in there. It's fast, it's fast, but I'm doing great on gas, man. On the highway, I'm getting like 40 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
So you can't beat that. Yeah. And I
Jeez.
drive in the sports mode. And dude, that car has so many. I love when you at nighttime when you get out of it and you close your door on one side on the ground, you see the Mini symbol, on the other side you see the BMW symbol. I'm like, that's amazing. But so that
Dude.
did get my wife got that car for me for Christmas. So if I guess if that counts. Because it had to come before Christmas because it couldn't wait. It's a car,
Yeah.
you know. But that was a holiday gift from her to me. So I'm enjoying it.
Damn, that's
Really
awesome.
enjoying it.
Well, actually, speaking of cars, before I get into what I got, the Tesla did some Christmas update to it, and
Oh,
it does now a light show with the car,
no.
it is insane. So it goes,
I love
dun, 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 and it does that with the sound in the car, and basically the lights all flash and sequence to the music,
that's
and then it starts,
awesome.
and then at the end of the finale it starts rolling and up and closing down the windows and opening up the side mirrors and closing them, and the car's just doing this
That's
light
cool.
show, dude. It's incredible how the audio sounds, and it's just like a crazy thing. Like it's like and it's awesome. And it does this
That
crazy
is
holiday
awesome.
light show.
I
So,
just imagine when your children are old enough to drive, what their cars will be able to
oh
do.
my god, dude, it's crazy. Like they just did some holiday update. They added title music to it, and they added a whole bunch of they changed the whole UI again. It's like getting a huge car run by an iPad.
Also, they added title music like PlayStation added Apple Music. Oh, what?
Exactly.
Oh,
No,
they
PlayStation
didn't give the
has
update.
no games. That's why they had to add
No
Apple
games.
Music
That's why they had the Apple Music.
because they had no
Okay,
games
there
for
we
the
go. Yeah.
holiday. But yeah, I don't know what's my stream is like going crazy, and I don't know what the hell is going on with it. I'm thinking that's probably my upload settings. That I probably should go more to the lower
Oh,
bit rates, but I can't do it
bit rate.
now.
Yeah, sure. Bit rate.
I don't know what the hell it is. Like it's in the red, so I don't know. It keeps dropping
I
frames.
I definitely know what it is. It's
What is,
that Phil Ness.
yo, it's got to be Phil Ness.
It's got
It's
to be Phil
gotta
Ness or
be.
someone.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, there he is.
Oh, happy holidays. It's Phil Ness. I'm striking down this stream right now. There'll be no talking about PlayStation. Only all the Xbox products that came out this year. We got the refrigerator, I had the donuts, I had the socks, I had Aaron Greenberg dressing up like a fool. Oh yeah. I did some crazy interviews. I gave you Halo in 2 pieces. Not just one, a 2-piece meal. Oh yeah, you must love that 2-piece Halo. I give you partial pieces. You get the chicken ass and the chicken balls. Oh no, not at the same time, but I'll give it to you. Once a little bit here, once a little bit here. So you just keep talking about that Halo. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff. Crossfire X is gonna hype up next year. Oh yeah, PlayStation is nothing. PlayStation got no games. Oh yeah, this is your Phil Ness summary for 2021. Oh baby.
Yo, he just destroyed my stream.
Just comes
Holy
in here
crap.
and starts spitting mediocrity.
He just
Wow.
came in just spitting facts. Oh my god, that Phil Ness, man, he's hyped. He used to be just kind of smooth and slick. Now he just comes in here and is just dropping like, spitting shit. That Phil Ness, son of a bitch. My goodness. He's messing around with my friggin' goddamn stream right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'll figure it out, dude. Phil, stop capping. Game Jeffy Gaming. Just Phil, stop capping. Hopefully the internet gets fixed. But, dude, I don't know what the hell's going on. Well, we'll just try to fight through this stream, guys. I'm sorry if it does lag out. We're just going to keep going. And hopefully that you could hear it on the replay and the stream does not drop. So I appreciate all the support. Buck Roger, he gave you a 2-piece meal. He gave you that Halo 2-piece.
Oh yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, chicken balls and chicken ass. That Phil Spencer, man, he dishing it out. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So just like briefly, so yeah, after about the cars stuff, and Phil Ness came in here. But so what I had is I got the Sony the Sony M4 headphones, the 360 audio with the noise isolation. I got those. What else did I get? I got and then I got a new mixer set for my Bartesian, so I can be making those mixing drinks. I've been making now chocolate martinis.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of drinks, my wife did get something.
Ooh.
She got a whole mixing set. Yeah, she did get a mixing set. And she's super excited about it. And she's been wanting one, and she's like, yeah, I got to get one. And then I was like, yeah, we're going to get you one. And then lo and behold, she opens her gift and it's a mixing set, and she freaks out.
Nice.
So she's looking to make some, and it had like a recipe book in there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and because I'm the guy, like, I know all the drinks. Like, I've been making sidecars, and she loves sidecars. So now, like, her thing is, she's like, yeah, we're gonna have to go out right before New Year's. We're probably gonna go out Thursday or Friday. We're gonna go out and get like a whole bunch of different drinks and just try different drinks.
Yo, Frog, I'm gonna tell you, 360 chocolate vodka. You mix that up with some chocolate liqueur, and that's a chocolate vodka. Yo, you have a chocolate martini. It's insane.
Nice.
I'll tell you, man. I don't know what it's the same one that Hershey uses at their park, man. I'm telling you, I mix that with some friggin' chocolate. What the hell is it called? It's and you mix that with the vanilla vodka from Stoli vanilla vodka. You mix that with the chocolate 360 vodka, man. It's awesome. But yeah. So I got to mix a set because I've been using my Dave and Buster's thing that I won from Dave and Buster's. That's the mix I've been using the longest time to make my shaking drinks. But yeah, I got those headphones. I got the mixer set. I also got a new laptop. I got a MacBook now I'm working off of instead of the other laptop that I was working on. But I still have my other Windows gaming laptop. But the MacBook's been incredible. To doing all the videos and all the stuff that I've been trying to do with the the backgrounds and things like that. I just got to figure out what the hell's going on with OBS on here though. But I'll be figuring that out. And then what else did I get? So, and then as I was saying, I gave we're bringing back gaming. So I gave the Switch some love. Basically I got the Cruisin'. It's not Cruisin' World. It's Cruisin'. It's the one that made
I know what you're talking about.
Yo, that game
Cruisin'. It's a new cruising game.
Yeah, the new cruising game. Like it's built off of the arcade. Dude, it's awesome. Like it is definitely. I wish they had a freaking steering wheel for that. It would be like the arcade. Because it's exactly the arcade game. Like it has all the craziness of that cruising game. It's really awesome. I got that. And thing I've been playing the most over the last few days, Mario Golf. Oh, goodness gracious. I know it's probably Mario Golf Superstars. Dude, friggin' Nintendo, like you said, for kids, they got it. They know exactly what pulls on those heartstrings. But I tell you, man, they know how to make just fun, stupid games. Like, you would never think golf, right? And I may be late to the party with Mario Golf, but, like, dude, they got a mode called Battle Golf. I was playing it all day, yesterday and today with my son. We were doing it with the Wii control where we're just swinging and stuff. Battle Golf is freaking hilarious. There's just 6 holes, right? And you have to hit the ball and run to the ball. And as you're running, it's a platformer, basically. Like, you have, like, turbo jumps, and they got, like, kind of hazards on the field and stuff. And, like, there's, like, a chomp. There's all these different things, and you got to get in. You got to win each. You got to get in the hole before the other person, like 5 holes to win. And it's just a race around this arena, and it's called Battle Golf. And there's bombs there that you could hit the bombs and knock out the person as they're aiming for a putt, and it's the funniest thing, dude. I'm gonna say like only them would think up some crazy like Mario platformer within a golf game. Yes, I did say golf. Mario Golf Superstars, dude. I got it for like $40 from GameStop because I have so much freaking GameStop credit. But my God, it's fun as hell. I've been playing that crap with my
I will
son.
tell you something else I did this holiday for the first, well, yeah, really for the first time. So I took my PlayStation 5 and in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
I took it out of my game room, looked at my living room on my Yamaha 7.1 surround sound. I was like, I've never heard this thing on the surround sound, theater. I've always been using headphones and TV. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I put everything in DTS. I was playing what was it, Returnal?
Mm-hmm.
There was so much stuff. I was like, yo, I don't even want to, like, don't get me wrong, headphones are great. 3D surround sound is great. But when you hook it up to a surround sound theater, and you're offline and you're playing it,
Yeah.
man, my wife had told me a couple times that you got to turn that down. It was explosive. It was just like, I was like, I think this is the way that it's meant to. I don't think you're meant to play with headphones when you're by yourself. I think headphones are really for your friends in the private chat or party chat, whatever. But when I'm telling you, I played Returnal.
Returnal has incredible sound, man.
I'm gonna tell you, okay, I played Returnal. I played Deathloop. Great sound. I don't care what anybody says. Deathloop's sound is amazing. But let me tell you, I played Astrobot and finally got the platinum. Me and my son actually sat there and he basically helped me get the platinum. I had like four freaking trophies to get, and it was stupid trophies like shoot the rabbits at the end of a board. Like, really? And the sound on that game, I hope Sony takes that game. They can make a very deep, fully, like, take Astrobot and make him like the sound. I was just sitting
the
there
sound
like,
is incredible from the PlayStation.
gosh, like, and then obviously I hooked up. My Xbox One X is hooked up in the living room, and I never played it. And I started playing Halo, and I was like, and I know we're gonna get to this, but as much as I have a problem with some things, one thing Halo does really good is the sound. The sound design is just top notch. The soundtrack, I just sat there
that sound is good.
At the beginning menu and just let the music play, and I was like, yeah, this is all I want to do. This is all I want to do. It was just so good, and I'm so excited to play games like Horizon Forbidden West in my surround sound. God of War, holy crap! When you get to the serpent and the serpent, that bass,
the bass, yeah,
dude, that bass of my subwoofer it's hitting hard. I'm like, yo, I want to go get another subwoofer, and I'm thinking about changing some of these speakers out to make, it was incredible. And I said, why haven't I done this with the surround sound? Like, my surround sound, what I basically use it for? Movies, and not really for gaming. And I think I've been missing out using it on gaming because I've been and I ordered the black PlayStation headset for me, the 3D one.
Yeah.
Even though I have a Steel Series, I ordered a black one because I do plan on getting black plates. So I was like, you know what? Let me order the headset now because it's hard to get. You can barely find it. I was like, you know what? Let me order the headset because I'm going to order the black plates. I'm going to change my whole PlayStation decor to black. But I'm going to tell you, anybody who has surround sound theater in their house and you've not hooked your PlayStation up and you've been using your headsets, you're missing out. There's so many things. I'm playing Call of Duty Vanguard, and right now there's a Christmas event going on, and you have to kill crumpets, and you have to find these elves. Dude, I can hear the elves, and it's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely need to play more games in surround sound.
Yeah, I love the surround sound. Yeah,
amazing.
I'm telling you, it really adds a lot. The problem is the bass. Like
Yes.
not for me, but for the rest of the people in my home, when I play it, it's like oh, turn it down. I was like, oh damn, like I just want to, and I turned the bass down and stuff, and dude,
It's too loud.
too loud. The bass, and I'm playing it like on night mode and all those bullshit. It's not the same, and it's like, you know what? I'd rather have it blasting in my ear and hearing that stuff rather than playing it on like a surround sound system that's low. Like I got I got the Polk Audio's surround sound 7.1. I can't even turn this shit on unless we're all watching a movie together. And even then, she wants to turn it down because of the bass. Like,
Too much, yeah.
But when they're out of the house, whoosh, like I'll blast that thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shake
that's me.
the neighbor's house. You know what I mean? But like, it sucks because it's the bass that just permeates throughout the walls, and I can't really, I can't really like play it that way. So that's why I invest in so many headphones, because it's like having a theater in your head. But I agree, the clarity and stuff, you're not gonna get it from, as much as you can get from headphones. You're gonna get it that close, but when you play it, you have that, that atmos, and you have the spatial stuff.
Man, just amazing.
You start whipping your head around and stuff like that. Like I played Returnal like that, and there are certain parts where I thought somebody was calling my name or somebody was saying something. I'm like, huh? And it was the game. Like it was just like something. I thought somebody was coming downstairs and stuff like that. And meanwhile, it was just the game. But man, I'm telling you, I see a lot of people talking about Halo dropping in the things. I've been watching that Halo database, but man, yeah, it dropped to like 40,000 at 30,000 as a highest peak, and I thought it was going to jump up during Christmas time. Yeah, they're like floating around like 40, 50,000, 20,000 low. And Forza's even lower. That's right, Jeff B. Gaming. It's like 13,000. And, one of the things that grinds my gears, and we're going to get into the year in review, is that, these numbers were hyped up to the nth degree when it hit peak, like when it came out. But the sustainability of it, nobody wants to cover that. Like now if you bring it up, they're like, oh, you're just being petty. And it's like, no, you brought my attention to this Halo database bullshit.
Are we really being petty? Really?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
The thing is like when Halo released, you guys ran to this Halo database thing of how many concurrent people are playing on Steam. And then all of a sudden now, nobody wants to bring out that number when you see the drop-off go from 260,000 when it launched, and now it's not even cracking 50. And they released the single player, which is all bundled in. And I'm telling you, man, the ultimate Phil Ness was releasing that infinite multiplayer and single player separately and trying to put it as a together package and requiring the single player to have the multiplayer thing. Like it's all one Halo Infinite, even though it's two separate apps. They built it into each other. So like it all goes through the Halo Infinite app. And nobody wants to bring it up. Nobody wants to bring it up because you think you would need to log into that to play the single player. You think that people that would shoot up, right? Oh no, because you got to pay for that. No. You got to pay $60 for that on Steam. Nobody's paying $60 for that Halo campaign, and it didn't even shoot up again. And then the new event came out. It didn't even shoot up again. I thought then Christmas came out. Christmas came by. I thought like it would shoot up to 100,000 again. Nope, it didn't. Which is crazy because you think out of the sustainability. And what's funny is that you want to look at real sales and real MPDs and people spending money. Look at how Miles Morales is still in the top 10 of Sony games for the year. Sales.
Right.
Sales. Mm-hmm. People spending money on that stuff. When you look at Halo Infinite concurrent users, you're just looking at people that started up the game. But when you look at actual sales, people buying stuff, you see Miles Morales sitting in the top 10 for over a year. That's
you gotta
sustainability.
Start to yourself like, wait a minute. You got to really start to think to yourself like, wait a minute, is this really what we're doing here?
I know. Nobody wants to talk about it now. And I even saw that Benji Sales guy who was hyping up all those numbers go, well, I don't really follow it after the peak time. What? Like you don't want to follow it after after you hype the shit out. This is the biggest 260,000 people on Halo hyping it, ball washing it. Now you're not going to talk about, oh well, it's Christmas time and Halo's not even hitting close to those numbers at all. It's not even hitting 100,000. Where is the interest? What's the interest?
You're too busy ball washing.
Like that's the thing. You brought up those numbers. I didn't even know what the hell this Halo database thing was. And then now I look at it and I'm like, it's sitting at like 20. Like, where is it? There it is. It's cracking 60. Here, where's my Let's see if the stream don't crash from me sharing a friggin' thing here. Here it is, right here. The Hill Infinite database. Like, this was, you see, 272 was the all-time peak, right? What's up, Jemai? How you doing, man? 24-hour peak is 61,000. And this is with the Christmas boom. Like, here's Christmas right here. And know what else you notice, too? The Twitch viewership is really down, too. Like, it only goes up during the, maybe when a person streams and stuff. But, like, you know, I'm looking at this because somebody showed this to me when they said Halo's a success. I was like, oh, it is? How do you know? Oh, yeah, well, here it is. Look, 272. But nobody wants to talk about the drop-off. And if you look, here's your graph. Dude, it... like, when's it going to level out? Like, it's not leveling out. It keeps dropping. Yeah, my stream is a mess. But, you know, now I share a screen and then the whole stream goes down. But, like, you know, it's a free-to-play game. And what's the sales of it? What's the success? You know, it's a mess. Like that's the issue. The issue is that this whole thing is basically yeah, I'm sorry guys. This stream is lagging. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I'll need to fix this stream, but we're just going to roll. The show must go on. So, I apologize. You know, I'm sorry for yeah, maybe I'll try to squeeze one more in, but you know, but yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, that's why it's doing this. It's lagging. I don't know why the hell my stream is lagging so much. I'm watching it. It says 6,000. It is flying all over the place. My upload is like, what the? It's supposed to be like 12. I don't know what the hell's going on. It just keeps dropping frames. Like on my end, it's smooth. So my CPU usage is 29%. So I don't know. Like my CPU usage is 29%, 60 frames. It's my internet. That's what it is. Like it's the internet right now. And I want to know if let me see. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Frog, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I just hit the Wi-Fi button. I turned off the Wi-Fi and turned it back on again. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, it's choppy. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Maybe I could change the... Get that thing. I'm just trying to do some quick fixes here. See. All right. But yeah, what do you think about the whole thing, it dropping off and nobody really talking about those numbers and stuff like that? I know it's not really a topic, but it's something that people have been bringing up.
Too many people. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Too many people are, in a sense, I think the honeymoon phase is over.
Mm-hmm.
And for those people who were those fanboys, not the diehard fans, the fanboys,
Yeah.
they ball watched this thing and it backfired in their face because they got ball juice on themselves.
Huh. Yeah, I think people jumped the gun too quick. You're right.
Some change and achievements, and there's only 1,600. And my whole thing is like, I kind of feel like there's a lot of elements of this game of excitement that, as excited as I feel so much different after beating it back to the multiplayer and realizing this is all I had as far as multiplayer. It made me feel a certain way. And I know we'll talk about it, but it made me feel so.
I gotcha. Well, before my stream just goes kibosh, because I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, and it was crazy. I just did a speed test while we're doing this, and it just said 400 megabytes download and 40 megabytes upload. This is my speed test. So it's something to do with OBS, Streamlabs. So it has to do something with my settings and my streaming here that I think I'm going to have to kind of default it and let it go back to that thing, because I think that's what's going on, because it's not my internet. Yeah, I'm doing all this stuff right now, and I just ran a speed test, and it just said 400 upload, and even and basically 40 a 40 upload and 400 download, 500 download. So that's plenty to run the stream at 1080p, I guess. Or maybe I'll drop it to 1080p. So I apologize, guys, for the end of the stream. I know I went on vacation, so did probably my OBS did as well. But we're gonna power through. So you talk about the year in review and people overhyping stuff. And, you know, hopefully this works better on the replay. But we're going to go into this video here. Dude, this lady over on G4 TV. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. No, Spectrum. I got the Phil Ness internet. Audio is all that matters. That's right. So you'll hear this thing. So the audio's coming in clean. So that it's just my animated background, which I can, you know, to satisfy people, I could probably reduce that, but then it'll be this. And I'm sure this video is not going to work any better. So we're going to try to run this video in a lower resolution here because we just need to hear it more so. But yeah, so this video, oh, you think it's YouTube too? It could be that. Too much Phil Ness photos. Oh, grinders, you're hilarious. So, yeah, so G4 did an Xbox preview and predictions. I saw clips of it over the internet on Twitter and stuff like that, and I was just like, what's going on? This lady on this show she must have not drank the Phil Ness. I think she took a friggin' infusion. She must have got some friggin' infusion in her arms of Phil Ness before she went on this show because she was talking crazier than Aaron Greenberg at a drunk Phil Spencer show at E3. She was going crazy. So, yes, the Giants suck. I know, just wait, please. They're pieces of shit. Goddamn Giants. Oh, my God. Giants are a waste of time. So, we're going to do some couple of clips here. Lower the stream quality. I can't do it while I'm streaming. That's the problem. I can't drop the stream without shutting down the stream. I could do a part 1 and part 2. Maybe that will work out. Maybe I'll do that. Should I do that? A part 1 and part 2? We'll get into that.
Wait, Jazz. Did you say she drank the Phil Ness?
No, she didn't drink it. She got a goddamn infusion of it. She had an IV before the show.
She didn't. She drank the Phil Ness protein shake and it had to pump her stomach after the show.
Let me see how bad this shit's lagging. Oh my God.
That's what I totally believe.
Dude, I'm wondering.
She had that whole protein shake and they had to pump her stomach after the show. They were like, yo,
dude, I know
what's going on? She did a little Kim. They were like, no.
What?
She did a little Kim. She had to have her stomach pumped after the show.
Oh my God, here we go. I'm dropping the stream quality to this.
I tell you, man, there's a problem.
But they let her go, man. I think they let her go.
And it's people like her when you can clearly see that there is a sickness. I think there's a sickness. You know.
He down with the sickness, bark the dog, and he down with the sickness, bark.
She drank that Phil Ness protein shake, and she just went, oh my God.
Dude, you know what? There is something.
All I want to know is, Phil Spencer, does your wife know you're cheating on her?
Oh, damn.
Holy crap.
Phil, man. No.
What's in your bag?
Yo, she got, so, yeah, this is the thing. And Frog and I were talking about. First, let's hear what she had to say, and if this thing works, if this stream just goes kabooey, dude, just remember, if you know what, support my show with Super Chats to give me a better internet. Nah, I gotta figure out what the hell's going on with this goddamn thing. But first, let's hear what this was said. If this crashes the stream, we'll do a part 2. But let's see. So they just let her go off on her friggin' Phil Ness right here. So,
hey, you know what? She was warned. She deserved it. She was warned. She knew it was coming after what she said.
Here, this is one part here.
We can go down the line. If anyone wants to highlight the game they are most excited for, that's going to be exclusive. Well, it's kind of exclusive to Xbox, but also kind of exclusive to PC, Xbox, you know, the Windows platform.
I actually really want to start there. I think that Xbox has absolutely dumpstered Sony this time around. It used to be kind of really back and forth, and then Sony with the PlayStation 2 really overtook things with their library. The PS3 was great. PS4 was probably fine till the end of its era. But the PS5 has been, in my opinion, nowhere to be seen. Not only in acquiring the console, but in finding any titles. And the fact that, I know, right?
It's okay, you got one.
What do I do with it now?
Hey, forgive yourself, you got one. You did it, you're amongst us.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox, but I can have Game Pass and Xbox on my PC is life-changing. It is amazing to me. I play Forza almost every single night. I think it has just been the slam dunk when we can't get these consoles. And at this point, I'm like, Xbox can do no wrong by me. Give me all of these titles, because now I have my souped-up PC. I have my PS5. I'll eventually use it for something. But until then, it is Game Pass for me all the way.
Anything you're...
Silencio. Dude, and oh goodness.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
My God, pause.
One of the things I really love about being here is the families that are here. And we see parents with the family.
So I heard clips. I watched this thing. Lordy. But do you hear? This is the thing. Do you hear? Out of all that Phil Ness infusion, this is the thing that you need to listen to right here, where they pull away. Hear what she says right here, Grinders. Just listen right here. Ready?
Somewhere distantly.
Wait, whoa. She's just going off. They got her on the Phil Ness drunk juice.
PC, Xbox, the Windows platform.
I actually avowed is hype. I think that Xbox has absolutely
Wait a
it was
second.
great. PS4 probably fine till the end of its era.
First off, she's just on a friggin' talking about the PS4 like, yeah, probably fine. Probably fine. Did you watch the Xbox documentary where it was getting sold like 8-1?
She apparently didn't see the sales numbers. Sales numbers don't matter.
PS4 was okay.
Phil Spencer's cock is the only thing that matters in her
Oh, shit. Here we go. Frog, hear this, right? Hear this.
But the PS5 has been,
Not
in
this.
my opinion,
Watch.
nowhere to be seen. Not only
But wait what she says, what she has. She starts with the fact is. Listen.
in acquiring the console, but in finding any titles.
Listen
and the
this.
fact that I know, right?
It's okay, you got one.
What do I do with it now?
Hey, forgive yourself, you got one. You did it, you're amongst us.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox.
What was that? What was that?
Wait, rewind that?
What was that? What was that? What was that? The fact that I will never own an Xbox. The fuck? Wait, what?
You did it. You're amongst us.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox, but I can have Game Pass and Xbox on my PC is life-changing. It is amazing to me. I play Forza almost every single night. I think it has just been the slam dunk when we can't get these consoles. And at this point, I'm like, Xbox can do no wrong by me. Give me all of these titles, because now I have my souped-up PC. I have my PS5. I'll eventually use it for something. But until then, it is Game Pass for me all the way.
So there you have it. She's a PC gamer that likes that Xbox bent the knee and put everything on her platform of choice, which is PC. And she could play those Xbox games. Because she loves Xbox, because the fact is she don't need to buy one. How's that for some reverse psychology right there? She loves Xbox so much that she doesn't need to buy one. The fact that she does not need to own an Xbox. She has a PC and a PS5. Well, who's the fucking fool now? You bought a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
You bought a PS5. If it had no games, why'd you buy one? Why'd you buy one if you didn't need a PS5? For what?
There you go.
But you have a gaming PC. Why'd you buy a PS5? It has nothing. You have nothing to play on it. Really? Then why'd you buy one?
Yeah, what was the point?
But the fact is that you don't have to buy an Xbox. This is the reverse psychology that people don't get. All this good faith and all this good stuff are from PC gamers that are sitting there watching that Phil Spencer just came and sucked their dicks on PC. He bent the knee to PC, right? He brought his games to PC, and he got all these PC cappers right now going, look, Phil realized that I could play these games on my RGB lighting rig 5,000 teraflop machine that I really just used to just run benchmarks on. That's the whole point. She is a PC gamer, loving Xbox because they put their games on her platform. She's not a console gamer. That's why she don't like the console PlayStation. And you find that a lot of these PC gamers don't like Sony. Why? Because Sony forces you to buy a console to play their games on day one. But Microsoft doesn't. So Microsoft has earned the goodwill of all these PC gamers. That's where this shit's coming from. She goes, we're talking Xbox preview and predictions. Her ass shouldn't be on this fucking show. What's up, Tex-Mex Morty? You just said you think Xbox, the fact that you don't need to own a console. Well, like, how this reverse psychology is so stupid. Like, I will not hype up. Like, you got to look at it for the content that they're providing, not the theory of that you don't have to buy the console. Like, you can't say, like, they're destroying Sony because I don't need to buy their hardware. like, that's your logic?
That right there is so asinine.
It's ridiculous.
I don't even need to buy their hardware, so they're winning because you don't need to buy their hardware. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You made me really a believer.
It makes no goddamn sense. And the fact is like, I understand if you like what Xbox is doing and you like the games and stuff like that, but for you to go and say that they're trouncing Sony, like, you are in fucking La La Land, lady. La La Land. Because you have no clue. And then I think she talks about next year saying that they're going to swipe the floor with them. Like, the
I don't know,
language.
Like I said, I don't know what crack, cocaine, what is she smoking or sniffing, but she needs to stop. It's not healthy.
They were all laughing at her.
For you kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. They're laughing at her.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm
I don't know. You know, it's kind of.
Jemiah says these new age PC players. Like, Jemiah, I'm going to tell you right now. Frog says it all the time. Frog. These PC gamers are console rejects that have now found PC gaming. That's what they are, Jemiah. They're not these PC dudes and dudettes.
I'm going to go get a PC. Yeah,
they are. That's what they are. They're Xbox refugees. That's what they are. And they discovered the PC. Actually, you want to know what? I'm actually an Xbox refugee because I left the platform of the console because they weren't delivering it there and actually putting their games on PC for free Xbox Live, and I could do everything over there. So basically, I am an Xbox refugee, but I'm not sitting here going, Xbox is incredible for doing that. I think they're stupid because they killed the thing that I loved about them was having a console system. I prefer to play on console. That's the problem. And the fact that, they do, but they actually gave exclusive games to PC that console didn't get. Like, they were doing that kind of shit. I'm like, they care about the PC more than the console itself, so I'm not investing in the console because they are investing more in PC gaming. That's where they want you to go. But people still remain Xbox fans, but leave the platform and go to PC. That's her. That's the thing. You are an Xbox fan that left. Oh, I don't think she's an Xbox fan. I think she's just a PC fan that loves that Xbox is doing this service for her. That's what it is.
That's what she is. Yeah, that's what she is. Yeah.
Because trust me, if Microsoft put console, if Halo was a console exclusive game, I don't think that smile would be there. Because that means she would need to buy a console. Because she says right there, the fact is, and again, it's her opinion. So, but the fact that she's on a media show and this kind of this show, like,
not even that. It's the fact that she says she's stating things as if they're facts.
Well, she says a fact. The fact is, I don't.
When we can't get these consoles,
and this whole thing, you can't get these console things.
And at this point, I'm like, Xbox can do no wrong by me. Give me all of these titles because now I have my souped up PC.
Like when she says,
I have my souped up PC, Frog. And my PS5.
I have my PS5. I'll eventually use it for something, but until then, it is Game Pass for me all the way.
You can say, and I'm like, I agree with that.
Anything
but
you're
there's just
excited
certain
for?
things that aren't facts. It's your opinion. And I'm looking like, okay, well, so I don't understand how she doesn't see how PlayStation is dominated since it's come out. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 was the only generation that they kind of, they struggled a little bit. PlayStation 4 dominated. PlayStation 5 so far is dominating. How can you look at the PlayStation from 1 to 5 and say that PlayStation as a platform isn't dominant? Like, you're an idiot if you think that it. PlayStation 2, Sony had the majority of the like they weren't even multi-plats.
The
Like, it
fact
was
that she
only
just
on
dismisses
PlayStation.
the PS4,
It wasn't.
like
It
was
wasn't.
alright.
You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is, Jess. A lot of these people who are so-called gamers, they look at the 360 and PS3 generation. They think that's the only generation that Microsoft, and it's because so many games went multi-plat. They're like, they think that that's why Microsoft is a threat to Sony. No, because excuse me, if you look at it, the multi-plats, no matter what, still always sold better on PlayStation. The Devil May Cries, the Street Fighters, they always sold. But the games that were synonymous
That's the
with,
thing,
with
Frog. Like, Game Pass is not like, is it
No.
really changing the game that they say it's changing?
It's
like
not.
the theory
It's
of
not.
I think the theory of Game Pass is there to
I
say the
think-
potential of it, but I don't
think
think
Game
it's
Pass-
showing the numbers. First off, we're a year in, Frog, and we never heard new 18 million. We're a year in right now, and they have not announced new Game Pass numbers. So, and
I
also the sales, Frog. Like, look at the games.
I think for what
Look at
Game Pass is, as far as if you're in that ecosystem and you don't own a lot of their games, it works for you. I think if you are a natural gamer by choice and you buy your big AAA games, your big first party games, Game Pass doesn't do a lot for you. And the reason I say that is because I had Game Pass for a year. And what I found is it didn't do a lot first party wise. It didn't do a lot third party wise. It was like the reject games came to Game Pass. The games that they knew weren't going to do as big a numbers, they're like, put us in Game Pass. You can look at a third party game and you can predict if that game is going to come to Game Pass or not. You can.
yeah,
Based
I
on
know.
like a game like Resident Evil
Like Back
Village.
for Blood, Frog. Back for Blood. Did
Yeah,
that,
you
did,
can-
that,
you
did that
can-
fly
you
off
can-
the charts because of Game Pass? Game Pass was a
But
what
Jazz,
what
Jazz.
did Back for Blood do?
Jazz, Back for Blood you could see was a Game Pass game. A Resident Evil game will never go in there day one. A Devil May Cry game will never go in there. You know why? Because these games are going to sell gangbusters, and maybe they go in there 3-6 months later. But day one, like, could you see a game like? And I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's just really put the shit out there. Let's just put it all out.
She's gonna
there.
be hosting E3 show next year. Watch.
Any Final Fantasy game going to Game Pass day one. If a Final Fantasy game comes to Game Pass, that means that game has sold at its potential. It is maxed out. It can do no more.
Yeah.
Like when people said, I heard somebody, I don't know if it was Kids Move or somebody talking about MLB The Show going to Game Pass. It was one for Xbox. That's why I think it was Kids Move. That's why Xbox is the winner of this year. I'm like, the reason it went to Game Pass is because it's the first time they got an MLB
I want
game
to see
in
if next
such a long
year
time,
it goes to Game
and they
Pass.
had
That's
to
gonna
pull
be
that
interesting.
audience. Now hold on. Now next year, if that game doesn't come to Game Pass, what's the excuse?
I don't
Next
know.
year,
I
when
want
that
to
game
see.
doesn't come to Game Pass, what's the excuse? You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
it's going to
that's
be
why I
interesting
say-
because we saw what, Frog? We saw all the Final Fantasy games leaving. All the Yakuzas, or aren't the Yakuzas
say,
leaving
bite your
now?
tongue.
The games leave.
People who are fanboys, bite your tongue, be happy what you have, say, I'm excited, I'm happy that this came there, but don't start jumping for joy. Oh, we got MLB The Show, because if next year it doesn't come, just like when Destiny 2 came there, and y'all were like, look, we got
That
this,
was
and then
last
it
year.
pulled it out. They were like, oh, all this DLC coming, you got to buy this. Oh, now you're up Schitt's Creek. Are you going to actually go out there and buy? No, you're
No,
not
they're
going to go out
not.
there.
They're not
Because
buying this new
because
DLC that comes out.
that-
They pulled Destiny out of Game Pass, and now they're
Let me
charging
tell
you for the DLC. There you go.
That maybe, baby, it may come to Game Pass, but we don't know. Like I hear too many people on the Xbox side talking about, oh, I'll just wait and see if it comes to Game Pass. If you think like that as a gamer, are you really a gamer? Like, usually the people who want the big games are going to buy them day one.
And Josh has
It's
actually, Rob
Right.
Gomez makes a good point, and he goes, the fact is, if you use Game Pass on PC, you have to go through that Windows Store, and that Windows Store is
No matter-
horrible and actually gives you worse performance in their Windows Store games than if you just buy them on Steam. So, like, to hype up PC Game Pass, because that's what I use when I want to play a game. That's what I used to play Halo on. Basically, it runs better on Steam than basically on the Windows Store. The Windows Store is horrible. How many times I had to try to download something? I click on it, it doesn't download. Like, it's horrible. But she says some more stuff. Let's listen to some more things. Here's this.
I don't really have a lot of knowledge about the Xbox exclusive stuff aside from what we already talked about. I've always just been the guy that is friends with people who play Xbox games, and I was the guy that friend would come over and play them. I own an Xbox. I own every iteration of the Xbox. But yeah, I mean, I feel like for now, I'm just kind of waiting for a title that appeals to me. I am the guy that's like, I would love a Banjo-Kazooie 3. I would love any rare resurgence of classic IPs from them.
Grab by the Ghoulies.
Grab by the Ghoulies was wonderful.
I was being snide when I said that, but clearly you were.
I love Grab by the Ghoulies.
Wait, I want to go to what she said. And Adam says almost. I think Adam shit himself.
When we do the PlayStation,
Yeah, he was like, oh,
Right
shit,
here.
why'd you say that?
The buy drop.
and since you are the space war,
Wait.
Field's great.
Here it is. Watch this. Here she goes. Watch Adam Sessler's face. Shout out to Persona, man. He paused it right here. Adam Sessler, I think, shit himself in his pants. Here we go. Watch this.
I like hyped up. Okay, yeah, Starfield's great.
draw.
Obsidian, amazing. I actually think Xbox is going to have a hell of a 2022. I think they're going to absolutely smoke Sony until Sony get their act together right now.
Dude, Adam Sessler just shit himself. I think he had a Hershey squirt came out of his ass. He goes, what the fuck?
Hey, straight Hershey squirt.
He goes, wait a second. He's like, hold on. Right now in his head, Adam Sessler's like this. He's like, oh shit, this lady's going off the deep end, man. That Phil Ness is just too much, man.
Yeah, shit between his cheeks right now because he can't believe what she said.
Dude, when she said that one, he's like, oh shit. He's like, bitch, you need to calm down. Oh shit, like you need to calm down. Yo, what's up, Persona? I was watching that earlier, man.
What did he say? Exactly.
Persona paused it on the guy and Cecil's face, and he's like, he must have took a shit. He goes, oh shit, this like, she's like, they're gonna smoke Sony next year, like.
Hyped up. Okay.
No,
yeah,
what it is
great.
she's smoking
Obsidian,
cock.
amazing. I actually think Xbox is going to have a
she's
hell
smoking
of a
straight the
2022.
sweetest Sheba.
I think they're going to absolutely.
There's no way.
A hell of a 2022. Pause. Don't say anymore. But then she goes on to say this shit.
Sony
Unless
until
there's a
Sony get their act
massive
together right
10-point
now.
something
I think
earthquake and Sony headquarters get destroyed. There's no way this is going to happen. I don't know what she's smoking.
This is like.
Enough from me.
She's smoking the sweetest Sheba of cock. I don't get. Here's. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Jazz.
She's like a personification of fucking Twitter. Holy shit, she's fucking going on like, dude.
You know what Sony's doing with the PlayStation. This is why
she says they're gonna smoke them, frog. Fucking smoke them.
Hold on.
Until Sony gets their act together. Sony,
hold on. Jazz, $10. If you already own Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, $10, you get both these games, the PS5 upgrade. People are bitching and whining about $10. But Microsoft, we said this, me and you both said this last generation, when they did Gears of War 1, and they redid it, we were like, why didn't you do 2, 3, why didn't you do all of them? That would have made a big impact for such a big game. Same with Halo. Why didn't you redo all of them? Not the bullshit that you did in the Master Chief Collection. It was broken. Why didn't you really build these games? You see what I'm saying? You guys got money. You can rebuild this shit from the ground up and make it better on an Unreal 5 engine. You see what I'm saying? But no, Microsoft's not going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to fucking nickel and dime you to fucking, hey, go play a Halo Infinite game and get your peppermint freaking new skin if you go play it, for the 10 days straight in a row. Let me tell you, there's so much bullshit and this is the reason why
Tesla,
me as
Tesla
a
really,
Xbox
I think Tesla
owner,
need a fucking
I'm
drink
so
after this one.
after owning the Xbox Series X, and playing Halo Infinite and beating Halo Infinite and looking at the people who actually beat this game, dude, there's such a small percentage of people that actually beat this game, no matter the difficulty. What's really going on here? Why are we even having this? What's wrong with this chick?
I don't know,
Like,
man, but
what
look at Tesla's face. He's like, oh shit. He's like, oh man. He's like, oh shit. What are you smoking? Like, he goes, I gotta restaff this freaking panel. This person is just whack.
I told you what she's smoking.
Yeah,
I told you what she's smoking.
She got that Phil Ness glory hole.
Man, dude, she definitely takes glory holes. She goes at that rooftop party.
Oh shit, rooftop parties, dude. She's this is like who the hell?
Yes.
Well, I don't
like. I need a mimosa, and she drinks a mimosa, and like I got to use the bathroom. And then you got freaking Matt Booty, Bill Booty sitting there. He's
Bill
like,
Booty,
hey,
booty hose.
Like, hey, make sure you use the bathroom on the second floor, last stall. And Phil Spencer's in there giggling like one of the fucking elves on Call of Duty. He's like waiting for her. And then it says, and then when she goes in there and she used the bathroom, she's getting ready to wipe, and it says, put booty hole here. And she's like, well, fuck it. Let me see what's going to happen. And then, lo and behold, she get that Phil Spencer glory hole, and she's like, I'm in love with it. I don't fucking get what. There's a psychological problem going on in the industry. How do you look at a console, not even a console, as a gaming corporation? How do you look at somebody who's in last place and say that they're going to dominate? Like, what crystal ball do you have that's showing me? When she's talking about Starfield, I'm like, this chick is sucking major.
Yeah. And then the other guy's like, did you see gameplay? She goes, no. He goes, yeah, okay. Like, I don't know. She was just on her high horse, man. But like, the fact is if you want to say that, like, if you want to say that you think they're going to have a good year next year, and that's your opinion, fine. But if you're going to come in and be like, they're going to smoke Sony, how the hell can you say that when you know in the next 3 months they're coming out with Horizon, Gran Turismo, and then God of War is still coming out. And then you got like, how can you even say that? And then you don't even have gameplay to Crossfire X or whatever. Crossfire X is coming out in February. And then
she's smoking crack.
Redfall. And what are you talking about? You think Starfield? Like, Starfield is going to be like I don't understand it. Like,
Jazz, there's one word to describe all this crack.
It's just insane.
Like how does she crack, Jazz?
I don't know. Well, Adam sounds like he was going
dead man walking.
Wow.
I think they're going to absolutely
she said they're dead man walking.
Sony until Sony get their act together right now. I think the PlayStation is
crack cocaine.
Kind of dead man walking.
Oh wow! You get to have the emails from the Sony.
I don't.
Wow!
Sony
Tesla knows. Like, he's just like he's like, wait a second. And hear him even go like, wow, like, lady, like, you are really showing ignorance to this show, because if you want a fangirl on some shit, you can't really do that on a kind of. First off, this is not an Xbox, and this is the other thing too. This show is Xbox preview and predictions. And she is saying they're gonna trash. So she's bringing Sony into this, and Sony into this is not. It's not the reason why. And I apologize for the stream, guys. This stream is going all over the place, but
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
kind of dead.
See, like, Adam is just like, and then it was just dead man walking.
Man walking.
Oh wow! You get to have the emails from the Sony Defense Force, not me. I love that. To pick even one of those three that we just talked about
and snort some of the.
I guess I'm going to go with Starfield.
And I don't
because he just says Starfield because that's the only thing.
And it's like, what have you seen from Starfield that we haven't seen? And well,
that's what the guy says. Like, the guy says that.
Like, what have you seen that I haven't seen? What glory hole have you been? What rooftop party have you been to that Phil Spencer showed you something that we don't know? Because obviously that crack cocaine you're doing is really bad.
It's, dude, well, obviously she was just going off of a whole thing. She's a PC gamer, and again, she just loves what Xbox is doing. Like, again, she says the point is that you don't have to buy a console and get Game Pass. That's basically what it is. But you could even see from the other people on the staff, but you can see from the other people on the staff that she's just like bringing Sony into it. And I really don't think, I think if you judge Xbox on its own merits, maybe you say, hey, dude, like, maybe they'll have a decent year, better than previous years. But again, there's not much left. Like Starfield and Halo Infinite updates, really, that's what you're gonna get. And if Redfall's something. Is it something? The gunk was hyped all this year. The gunk is coming. It came out to the chump. Like, the gunk is fucking nothing. It got garbage. Like, it was hyped all the year. So, like, I just think that, I think everybody is trying to really, accelerate Xbox's success and before Xbox really proves their success. And that's the thing. Like, I think Sony has proven what it's done, and it continues to remain reliable. And I think they want to get there with Xbox, but the problem is that Xbox is such a slow start because they're starting at zero. They're starting back at the beginning. Like, hey, we got to make these games from scratch. And then, so like, it's going to take time. And I think the problem is everybody's just ready to run to the end and go like, oh, they're going to smoke Sony. You wish. Yes. Like, you can't just jump right to the end when they need to prove themselves. They need, like, basically, wait a second. I'm just going to say, like, the other thing is they bought all these studios, right? And what are we talking about this year? Forza and Halo. The Halo and Forza and Gears were not the problem with Xbox. Those were the only tentpole things that kept them above water. It was everything else that was the problem. So where is the solution with everything else? Oh, it's coming. That's the problem. Gears, Halo, and Forza, those were the temples. When those games released, that was your reliant. That was your old reliable. Like, there you go. Halo 5, as much as people want to trash on it now, was it actually Xbox One NPD the year the came in first when Halo 5 released, because Halo drove console sales. So, like, Halo 5 wasn't a dud. People wanted to let you think that it was a piece of shit Halo game. No, it had some issues with the story, the way they publicized it. But the game was not a garbage game. It had actually moved consoles. So to trash on Halo 5, it's not the problem. Halo and Forza Horizon, when was Forza Horizon an issue? It was never an issue. It was reliable. Gears 5, they changed it up. They still were decent. Those franchises have been there. They're doing nothing differently now. And if you want to say they're turning it around, then why can't you say, well, when Forza 3 released and Gears 5, Halo's Microsoft turned it around. Did they? Because after Gears 5, we got a year of nothing. A year of zero. That's what you got. After Gears 5, it was what? 2 years later, we're finally getting Halo 5 now? Halo Infinite? It was Gears 5 in 2 years. Gears 5, when did it come out? 2019? Was it 2019? I think it was 2019. And you got that. And the year before that, you got nothing. You had Lucky's Tales. And the year before that was Gears 4. Like, it's been Gears, Halo, and Forza. That's it. But Xbox is doing better? Like, dude, these games, and Halo is gimped to shit. And everybody gave it these high ratings, I think just out of good faith because they basically undersold the game. They did not overhype Halo. They undersold Halo. So what they did was they undersold it. They showed it looking like shit. They didn't talk so much about the campaign. They released the multiplayer in a beta, stealth drop. They undersold the game. That's how come they got the higher grades. If they oversold Halo as like, this is going to be the Halo to change Halos, it would have got rated less. But because they undersold it, they kind of didn't tell you about it. They let you discover it. We're not going to show you all this stuff. Whereas Sony is overhyping the shit out of Horizon and is going to meet or exceed expectations. That's the difference. It de-hyped Halo. People were writing until July of last year, Halo was the shit. Get ready, we're back. And then they showed Craig. Oh shit, people's expectations came right down. And then your expectations are so low that now the game is actually decent. You're like, oh shit, give that an 85. Give it a 90. Wow, look what they did. Oh my God, I didn't know they had that. They undersold it. And that's why it did what it did. Because if you oversold it, it's nothing like the content is nowhere near what the previous Halos had at all. But the problem is that this undermining or cheapening of gaming to make them look better is bullshit. Like, that's the same thing. Ryan brings up the Series S. Like, Xbox is doing great this holiday. It's because the Series S is everywhere. It's not selling next gen like the PS5 and the Series X like we typically, but the booster is actually selling. Okay, fine. But is the Series S going to be the console that everybody's going to be playing in the next 2 years? Is it? Is that the console that you want developers to develop for, is the Series S? So when I make a game on Xbox, I say, well, it's an 80-20 ratio of S's to X's. Well, I guess I better optimize for the S since that's the majority of the install base, right? Is that what you want developers to do as a Series X owner? Or you want the Series X to be the dominant platform, the most powerful machine, so that they use all the ray tracing and all that stuff in the Series X? Or you want them to focus on the most popular one, the Series S, because it's the only booster in stock? All I want to know is I want developers to focus on the PS5, and that's it. Take advantage of all of that.
All I'm going to say is crack kills. Crack kills.
But anyway, enough of it.
You cannot go on a show as a crack whore and really try to make people believe that crack is good for you. At some point, people have to know that crack is bad. I mean, it could have been crystal meth, but I'm pretty sure it's crack. I just don't. When I listen to what she said, it's not about even fanboy stuff. It's like what world do you live in, and what dimension do you live in that Xbox is going to destroy the PlayStation 5? I don't see it happening. This year in this generation is not a repeat of PlayStation 3. No. PlayStation is stronger than ever. So is Nintendo. But Microsoft Microsoft, as many moves they've made and buying as many studios, yeah, they can prepare for the future. They're preparing to be a third-party company, and we need to just look at the inevitable and say, the sooner they become third-party, the better it is. Yeah, we don't want PlayStation to dominate, but who can sit there pound for pound with Sony's PlayStation and go back and forth with them other than Nintendo? Sega couldn't do it. Microsoft really hasn't been able to do it. Even in the 360 era, I give them props for what they did for a lot of revolution and evolution, but the reality is they couldn't even maintain that drive, They couldn't. And it's because Microsoft is a kind of company, and if anybody looks at that series of Power On, it really tells you what their future is. Their future is Game Pass. That's not for me.
But you know what? I want to say, like, the thing is, I don't want to insult her for what it is, but what she's saying is completely bogus. But one of the things that I do want to, and I think this is the thing. I do think that what she's saying, because I've heard it from other media stuff, and I think, and Frog, you can see what you say on this thing, but I think what you're trying to say is, since these consoles are so hard to find, the fact that Microsoft's games are widely available on phones and on PC doesn't put the pressure that you need to buy the console. So a lot of people are twisting that to be like, Xbox is going to dominate Sony because you can't buy a PlayStation. And she does say that, and I'm not playing devil's advocate here, but I've heard this, is that, in a world of where hardware is hard to come by, the services are going to come up to the top, because the fact that Microsoft is allowing allowing their games to be played on other platforms at the same time, they're not missing out on the struggle that Sony's facing, where they're going to try to sell you Ratchet and Clank, but they can't sell you Ratchet and Clank because you don't have a PlayStation 5. So, right. And I think the way Sony is handling this is by making Horizon, Gran Turismo, and God of War PS4 games. Right. I think that's the way that Sony is addressing it. They're not putting those games on PC day and date, but I do think Sony is adjusting their strategy, where I do think that these games were probably going to be PS5 games only, but now they're taking the time, which is I think why they're delayed, is to make PS4 ports of these games so that they can make these games available to a wider audience because the PS5s are so hard to come by. I think that's the strategy that Sony is doing right now. And it's fine because it doesn't compromise the PS5 because this game I don't think was initially made with the intent to be cross-gen, but the option was probably there for them to kind of like, hey, make this work. And they bought themselves another year or so delay because a lot of these games they announced last year were slated for this year, and they wound up getting pushed to next year. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the problem of not getting these PlayStations, enough of them out there to make a PS5 only game. And they only took the hit really with Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. Otherwise, they're a lot of them are cross-gen games. And I think Microsoft allowing these services to be available on phones and stuff is giving them much more notoriety across the gaming industry because they're not restricted to buying a console. But the problem is that the console owners are kind of sitting there going, well, you're not taking advantage of my console because that is not the platform that you're developing for. You're developing for everybody else. So where's my ray tracing on my Series X?
Hey, Jazz, I got a question. Did you watch the movie on Netflix called Don't Look Up?
No, I didn't watch that yet.
When you watch that movie, that is it really to me describes Xbox fanboys and PlayStation fanboys. It describes truth versus
opinion,
alternate reality you live in.
Uh-huh.
That movie is so odd that when I watched it, I was like, "Yo, this is how the world is," and people who they just want to kind of like there's a mentality of the world is like they can see something wrong, they can see it's bad, they can see it's not doing good, they can see it's causing cancer, and they'll still keep on. Yeah, we need to keep using it. And you're like, motherfucker, didn't you just see this person die from it? Or don't you see that it's not doing well? And they will stand behind that product until.
Dude, that was like that movie. What the hell was it? The one on Hulu about the friggin' methadone, about the opioids. What was it about the drugs?
And I feel like
they knew it did shit. They knew it was.
The world has become that place where people can see something that is not good, that is failing. They will still cheer it on to the end of the time until it's no more, and they'll tell you how great of a product it is.
But people like that don't care about the console, Frog. They don't care that the Series X or the Series S exists. They don't care because they could play these games on their platform of choice, which is the PC or on the phone or whatever. And I think a lot of people are saying like the moves that Microsoft is making is showing how and I think the problem of and I know who said it, they agree. Josh Aries was saying I think a lot of the issues that she was saying was the fact that I like what Xbox is doing, but she's just trashing that Sony is in the shit, like, which you're wrong. If you look at the games that Sony is delivering, the content, Sony, you just say Sony got to get their act together. No, Microsoft has to get their act together because you want to know what? Halo Infinite was supposed to come out last year. Psychonauts 2 was supposed to come out last year. The games you got, and what did they have last year? Nothing.
Exactly.
So with it, Sony and these games, you say, well, God of War and Horizon got delayed too. Yeah, but what did Sony have this year? They had Returnal. They had Ratchet and Clank. They had Kena. What did they have last year? What did they have last year? Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2. Oh, next year, Demon Souls, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Okay, wait a second. And next year they got God of War Horizon. So tell me the difference between that lineup, getting your act together, and an Xbox lineup where all we have is Halo launching with the console. Oops, Halo's delayed. We got nothing launching with the console. And we're going to have nothing for the whole year until December 4th or December 8th. And we're going to do Game Pass bullshit and get Outriders and get MLB The Show to carry us through the springtime. Drop Psychonauts 2. Forza was the only game that was on track. And Halo was a delayed game. Psychonauts and Halo was delayed. If Sony pushed out Horizon and God of War this year and we just sat here with nothing in our PlayStation, like, oh man, we're first year with nothing. Then you could be like, oh yeah, well maybe Sony has to get their act together. Then you look at the remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake with new DLC, Ghost of Tsushima with a new DLC island, which I still got to get to that island. I just finished the game. I'm at that final boss. So they added content to games that they had last year in addition to releasing new games that took advantage of the hardware. And that's after dropping a launch lineup with the games as well. So to say that Sony has to get their act together, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because if you just look at what they're releasing in the next month, you know, and I'm going to say another thing that, you know, this is something that's been on my mind too. I could see, because Microsoft did make a lot of noise in the last couple of months with Forza, with the the two-piece Halo, basically two-piece. Microsoft definitely, and with the S being in stock, the refrigerator, Microsoft knows how to play up the holidays. And Sony was relatively, I would say, kind of like really not pushing too much. Like, I didn't see tons of PS5 commercials. I just, I think Sony kind of stayed a little bit quiet. I think also, too, their state of play after that Wolverine and Spider-Man drop, kind of like they kind of fizzled out. Like, they showed some cool things about Horizon, but really, I don't think Sony really went all in on PR and all that other stuff for the holiday. I don't think they made this their holiday, because I think they knew whatever they produced was selling, and that was it. If they went and spent $1 million or so on commercials and stuff, it just basically really wouldn't move anything, because the console's not sitting on store shelves. It's coming in and coming out. So I do think that it wasn't a Sony huge PR holiday, which could make people think that Microsoft just doesn't shut the fuck up on the internet. With all their kind of like, yellow chair army people and Game Pass Kappas and all that other bullshit.
You're my number one customer.
Shout out to Ghost New Orleans with the $2. He said she's the type to buy her kid the booster. Oh my goodness.
We got plenty of Turbo Man's faithful Sabertooth Tiger Booster.
Booster Man was all over the place. Sony basically is like out of stock and stuff, and that's why, but you got to look at it for the games. Here he is, Jim.
Okay, be safe.
Jim Ryan here.
Huh?
Enough from me. The games do
We're
the
gonna
talking.
have the games do our talk.
And that's always been the issue. Like, the issue has been Microsoft's been talking about everything but the games. And finally, they had 2 games worth talking about, I guess. If you want to talk about Horizon, fine. And Halo, it's Halo and her Forza. Like, again, what about your other games? Like, what about Perfect Dark? What about all the... You have no gameplay of any of these games. Perfect Dark, Fable, Starfield, nothing of this stuff. And you're saying that next year's hype, you haven't seen gameplay. If you look at what they did with Horizon, they've been showing more and more gameplay as it goes on. Some boss fights, all this stuff. Thank you again, Ghost of New Orleans. You're showing all this stuff. And even look at GT7, showing clips of that. God of War gameplay. Like, they're showing gameplay to games that are coming out. Microsoft has yet to show any gameplay of anything. And that's the other issue. So how can you sit here, and the guy actually mentioned it in this video, was like, you never saw gameplay of Starfield. How do you're telling me it's the space exploration and all this. And meanwhile, he's like, did you see a gameplay video of it? No. He goes, well, I'm going to pause and wait and temper my expectations until I see what this game looks like. And I'm not going to say Starfield is going to be shit, but like, dude, like, I'm sorry. You cannot hype up a game that you haven't seen yet. Like, you could be excited for it, but you cannot say that is going to beat something we've seen already. And when you look at Horizon as doing the next biggest thing, I just think people are short-sighted, and I think the problem is that Microsoft did a lot of talking, and Halo was a surprise. And going into that, I really want to go into, I don't know if this is going to work, but I want to go into the Grind Awards, just kind of like, just run down a list real quick of, let me see if I get my desktop here. Hopefully the stream has been better. Shout out to over the 83 people watching. I know the stream has been a disaster. I got to fix my OBS settings. I think that's the issue here. So it'll be better. But we did the year in review. We kind of talked about it, with this thing. But like, really, Sony did have, I thought, a pretty decent year, especially leading in games that weren't their big tentpole franchises. And it just shows the depth of what Sony is capable of with having a game like a new IP from Returnal, and also buying, and getting, Ratchet and Clank out there. And the other thing too, Frog, that I think is pretty interesting, that nobody is bringing up in their year review with Sony, and I want to bring this to the grinds board, the table right here, is that I recall buying studios as goddamn E3 announcements. Sony's been buying studios left and right this year, and it just goes over everybody's head. Meanwhile, when Microsoft bought studios in 2018, that was the game. That was the news. What happened? When Sony buys a studio, that's not something that needs to be equivalent as a game? Because all I heard about is how they bought Obsidian for a year before even Obsidian announced Bleeding Ass. Frog, nobody's talking about all the purchases of studios that Sony made this year. And partnerships that they have of games, exclusive games coming to their platform with Jade Raymond Studio and that shooting studio. I don't even know half the goddamn. They bought so many friggin' studios and partnered with so many. That was the games for Xbox in 2018 and 2019. That was equivalent. All you would see on YouTube podcasts was like, we bought studios, more to come. That was the news. But Sony's in trouble? Sony's shook? Sony did all these games that we just mentioned, plus bought studios and did partnerships. So tell me, year in review, if Microsoft just bought some studios and announced them at E3, that was your year. That was it, dude. Enjoy. We bought 5 studios. We're back. That was all Microsoft had to do, was just buy a studio. And meanwhile, that was enough to carry content for a year that Microsoft is back. Sony bought a shit ton of studios this year and dropped games and updated features and has Discord updates early next year where they're going to integrate this Discord right into your PlayStation. We might be doing podcasts. Screw the phone. Screw the PC. I'm going to be doing my podcast from the PlayStation with live gameplay. If Discord really is going to be integrated like that, because that's a new thing that's coming. Remember? Who forgot this year, Frog? Remember, Microsoft's going to buy Discord. Remember? They're buying everybody. Yep. And what happened? Discord said, no, we don't want to be bought by you, Microsoft, and they partnered with Sony instead. And that's coming early next year. The expansion SSD drive that everybody cried and whined about came out in June, and now you can put off the market, off the shelf hard drives for cheaper than the Xbox proprietary SSD. That was an issue. Sony added that to their platform. Yeah, exactly, Rob Gomez, right? Hit that like button. Who forgot that Sony bought a shit ton of studios? Dude, that's where it stopped with Xbox. They just bought studios, and that was the news. That was it. That was equivalent to games. They went on stage at E3 and announced that they bought studios. No games with those studios. They just announced that they bought them. Then the next year, they announced Bleeding Ass. And not even a year later. So tell me who had a better year. What did Microsoft do? They updated the dashboard to 4K. After Sony launched with an HDR 4K dashboard and nobody said it was a big deal. Microsoft added that this year. Whoop-de-doo. The Xbox Windows 10 store is still trash. They dropped Xbox name from PC Game Pass. I wonder why. Xbox was such a brand. Now they don't need it on PC anymore.
You're my number one customer.
Xbox was PC. Shout out to Game Night 123 with the $10 Australian. I remember people laughing at PlayStation buying Valkyrie Entertainment because they'd only made one game. But they're a support studio, which can potentially help get games out faster. So that's a good thing. Hell yeah. They bought support studios. They bought even PC port studios. They bought all that stuff. They did partnerships with Jade Raymond Studio. And this is all the stuff that Microsoft only did. And Sony bought all those studios. But that's not a hype piece. No, you can't talk about that because Sony buying a studio is not a big deal. Okay. Year in review. But because Sony actually has games to talk about. And they bought Housemarque with Returnal. And Insomniac pumping out shit. And then the biggest announcement of getting a Wolverine IP on the platform. And Spider-Man 2. And Knights of the Old Republic. And Final Fantasy 16 next year, which apparently is probably going to be delayed, which, please, don't come out in February. So it's pushed out. And they got Forspoken, which was called Project Athia and then became Forspoken and with a release date. We still talking about Project Fable. Project Code, what is that called? Project Contraband. We don't have gameplay to it. You see progress with Sony gaming announcements. Xbox, they just talk about some shit 2 years ago for a trailer piece, and they don't talk about it for 2 years. Crossfire X was announced in the stands. Phil was standing next to the fans going, Smilegate. You remember them? Who the fuck's Smilegate? I don't know, but I went to Korea. Smilegate. They're making Crossfire X with Remedy. That was in 2019 that some of the bitch said that. We're in 2021 and Crossfire X is stealth dropping in February 2022. Who needs to get their act together? Fuck out of here with that shit. Year in review. Let's talk about the year in review. Microsoft year started in October with Forza. What was the rest of the year, Frog? Anything? Psychonauts 2? Psychonauts 2 it started with. Was that October? So, that was it, right? That's when their year started. What did they do from January to February? January to June, July? They were the only ones at E3, right? What did they do at E3? They the only one that had a show. That should have been a banger, right? Was it?
Should have been.
Should have been. I don't know. They were the only ones that went to E3. That was a big ball washing moment. What happened? Do you remember? I don't remember.
Ball washing moment.
Dude, Xbox.
That's what they're used to doing.
What did they do?
Washing those balls.
What did they do? They were the only ones that had the E3 showcase. Sony didn't go to E3 this year. So Microsoft only show in town. Did anything happen in July? The Medium. Oh my God, the Medium. That was a banger, right?
Oh shit! You mean that multiplat that came out? Yeah.
Yeah, the multiplat. Mm-hmm. The multiplat. Or the games that got lasted 3 months, like 3-month exclusives. They're not even worth the goddamn 6 month to a year exclusive. Microsoft's getting them in Game Pass for 3 months. The biggest move that they made was getting MLB The Show, a Sony game, in goddamn Game Pass. That was the only thing. And Outriders, what happened to that? That was a huge day. Oh my God. April, Game Pass. Oh my God. Outriders. Not a service game. Uh-huh. What happened? Double the price of gold in February. Good job, Microsoft. Good year in review. You started off with a banger, doubling the price of gold. That was coming off of no launch games. The Falconeer was launched. Oh, that was another multiplat.
Mm-hmm.
What a year in review. But Sony got to get their act together, though. Little shook. What's up, Nassim? How you doing? Yeah. Brave Ring of Death poster for $25. Buy that shit. Slap that to your ass. Where's that tattoo? Outriders is dead. Halo's going to join it soon. Oh, shit. Forza's already there. Forza, the biggest Forza Horizon 5. I thought they said 10 billion people. 10 million people are playing Forza Horizon. Why is there 13,000 online? What happened? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game. Oh, yeah, that's still in beta. What is that called? That's called the friggin', what is that? That was from Obsidian, where you make the story. The hell knows. That's their year in review. Halo and Forza. And Halo was a surprise because they undersold it. Multiplayer is all over the place right now. A big team battle, dropping people out of matches. Still can't shut off crossplay for those console owners, that everybody loves so much. But yeah. So to say who had a better year? Sony. Sony had a better year than Microsoft, okay? Microsoft went to old, reliable Halo and Forza. Grounded, yes, that's what it was. They went to old, reliable. But I don't even think they flexed Game Pass enough this year. I think when I saw what they did in April with MLB The Show and Outriders, I was like, oh shit, now they're going to start getting the big guns every month. They're going to be grabbing big guns. And we thought, I remember talking about it on this show, Frog. We were saying about, they should have got Mass Effect, right? Mass Effect. They should have got Mass Effect, the remake of Mass Effect in Game Pass. Where was that? They should have got, Biomutant in Game Pass. Where was that? Where were those games?
It's sad, man.
Dude, and we're talking about Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory showing Hellblade 2. Okay, yeah, that's real gameplay. Again, Hellblade 2 was announced in 2019. It was shown again now at the Game Awards in this kind of quote-unquote gameplay trailer. No release date, nothing. You think Ninja Theory Hellblade 2 is going to just drop, what, in June? You think that's going to drop in August? Like, when do you think that's going to drop? And if it does, if it's a 5-hour game, obviously it's not going to be the big, massive game that it is. I don't know. They don't talk about it. They just show a trailer and they let you go do your podcast. That's what they do. They don't do deep dives to their games. They don't talk about their games. They don't sell their games. They don't market their games. They market the shit out of Game Pass and Dunkin' Donuts and Xbox refrigerators and Xbox thongs and fucking dildo strips.
And Mountain Dew cans.
And Mountain
all
Dew
that kind of
cans
stuff.
and Doritos and Switch and Chips Ahoy. That's what they market. They market to your balls and to your stomach. That's what they're marketing. They can't market a game worth of shit. That's how come Halo got so great, because they didn't know what the fuck to say about it. They said, hey, we put some fucking put some pubes on Craig. Here we go. We did it. That's the problem. Sony's breaking down their games. They're breaking down their games to get you wanting to buy it.
I was just gonna say that. I think that Sony is they have the ability to tell a story and give you gameplay, unlike Xbox.
Yeah, they're telling a story. They're marketing their game. Ninja Theory, you're still scratching your head. Like, well, what was controllable? What was I playing? Oh, I don't know, but it's gameplay.
You know what's funny about the whole Ninja Theory thing? Didn't Hellblade, when it came out, it was on PlayStation and people revered it as such a good game. When it came to Xbox, nobody cared about it. But now all of a sudden, everybody.
Well, since they bought Ninja Theory, people cared about it. But I liked Hellblade when it first came out. Oh my God, Battletoads, no online, Jesus.
Oh my God, Battletoads.
Dude, I'm telling you, Microsoft is the one that is like, they tell you about everything but the games, and when the games come out, it's either, oh shit, 68, don't talk about it, that we should not speak about, or like, oh my God, what a pleasant surprise, and you could play it in Game Pass. That's the Microsoft motto. That's what it is. Oh, that's shit. I'm glad I didn't have to buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, they Voldemort you. They're like, don't talk about those.
Yeah. Wait till Crossfire X comes out. Already somebody at IGN, which they're fucking a bunch of idiots, but they're like, oh, this game's not impressive, and basically got a bunch of hate. Wait, Crossfire X is going to come out, and people are like, yeah, it sucks. 68, oh, let's not talk about it. Back to Halo. That's the thing. Yep. Because you said it before. The fact that you don't need to spend your money on anything Xbox is going to be the downfall and excuse for poor quality shit. And the problem is that, hey, you spend $10 on a buffet, and you go, you know what? Those ribs are pretty good for $10. But I wouldn't spend $15, $25 on that plate of ribs at a restaurant. But as part of the buffet, that is not bad. So you're looking at it as a glass half full.
Yep.
And that's the whole motto to Xbox. And what I don't like about it is that it cheapens my hobby. It turns on it diminuizes the game. Because now the game is going to come with excuses because of how it's delivered. And the problem is I'm at the precipice of new hardware and new consoles and the next big thing. Right. I don't want to be fed mediocre shit.
You're not getting experience on Xbox.
Yeah,
you're
not getting that. And that's the scariest thing is like, and people going, well, Sony has to do what Xbox does. I'm like, please no, because once they step down the throne into the fucking dark alleyway of what Xbox is doing, the friggin' undermarket bullshit, then quality of gaming is going to turn right into mobile gaming. The race for 99-cent games turned into the free-to-play model. It's going to turn into battle passes. It's going to turn into forum battles. Look at the struggle that they're fighting internally right now with Halo. They can't get that shit straight because they have a fan base that was used to getting this stuff for just playing the game, and their battle pass is tied into buying it and leveling up that way. And they've been fighting with the Halo that they had to shut down for a weekend because they were just getting so pissed off because people were traditionally buying a $60 product and getting all the content. Now they're getting the content they're getting the game for free, and the content is spoon fed to them do some monetization bullshit that they don't want to deal with. Half the people I've seen, people just said, I want to just buy Halo Infinite multiplayer and just give me everything.
It's not even spoon fed to them. It's really given to them through a straw.
Yeah.
If you just look at what they're doing with Halo, they're giving it to you through a straw. It's like having a milkshake, and you're like, I know this milkshake's going to taste good, but it takes so much strength and pull to get that milkshake and that straw because it's so thick. And you're like, man, couldn't you just have given me a soda?
That's it. And people just said, I'd rather buy the game than just do this.
I don't want the bubble guts. I don't want the freaking stomach ache, the diarrhea with the milkshake. Just give me the soda. Let me enjoy it. Nah, they give you the milkshake. And then, like, you got to really earn this. And then by the time you get it, you're like, man, my stomach hurts.
Exactly.
And people are like, why's your stomach hurt? Because, man, it's just not good. Like, you're like, you'll be all right. And
it's a race to the bottom.
I'm going to tell you like this. Me playing Halo Infinite, beating Halo Infinite, playing through the multiplayer, I've passed the honeymoon phase and I'm tired. Like, I'm just like, I don't want any more Halo. Like, what you've given me in the first couple, like, it doesn't keep me there. Not like a call.
It was a very weak story. And like I said, if you look at it from this is the start of their Halo, then you can say, okay. But if you look at it as this is where we're going with Halo, this is where we came from, no.
I can go back to Call of Duty continuously, and a lot of people will say, oh, man, you're just a hater. It's not me being a hater. It's just like I look at what Call of Duty, if you're talking about just a multiplayer component of Call of Duty, just Battlefield, Halo is obviously not the big dog in there anymore. And I've said this before, like, they lost
it
the
was
big
a surprise, Frog. That's the thing.
It
was a pleasant surprise.
Here it is, Jazz. When Microsoft aligned themselves with Call of Duty with the 360 era, it hurt Halo. And now they're never going to be able to get that back. People are always, as much as people may say Call of Duty didn't do good this year, Call of Duty still did better than Halo. Call of Duty you see what I'm saying? Call of Duty still better.
I got you. Now, you know what, Frog? Talking about like what did better, we're going to go into the Grindr Awards. I don't have any fancy music, but we got some topics here. We're going to go right down these topics of the Grindhouse Gaming Grindhouse Awards. Grinders, hit that like button. Share it out. Hopefully the stream is holding up. I don't know. I'm just afraid of showing videos now with all the lag and going on, but we're going to go through this. We're going to run down this shit real quick. So we got some Grindhouse Awards, the Grinder Awards, Frog. We can give out the Grinders, the Grinder Awards. Here we go. All right. Best sports game this year. What do you think?
Definitely 2K.
2K. All right. I'm going to go sports game. I'm going to go with FIFA. I liked FIFA. I thought FIFA did an incredible job. I played a lot of that Volta Soccer. We'll go with that one. Biggest surprise of 2021. What Grinder Award? Who's going to get the Grinder Award for that one? Oh, Mario Golf, Josh. Yes, I do like some Mario Golf. That'll be my number 2. I haven't played enough of it. Biggest surprise? Yeah, biggest surprise.
Biggest surprise, and it doesn't have to be a game that came out, just a surprise like whoa. It would definitely be that they're remaking Old Knights of Old Republic. That's the biggest surprise to me. I don't know, or did you mean like?
You were saying a surprise announcement? I was saying like a biggest surprise game, I guess. Maybe a surprise game.
Biggest surprise. If it's biggest surprise, I would say definitely Tales of Arise. Holy
Tales
crap.
of Arise. There you go.
That game. Wow, what a great game. What a damn great game.
All right. Oh, Harry Johnson, $2. He goes, Jez, why is Salty going crazy? He had to unsub. Well, I don't know. I didn't listen to the last show. Salty going crazy. I don't know. I know he really liked Halo, and then he said it's
you're
not
my number one customer.
That was about it. I really haven't talked to him. I was on vacation, so I didn't listen to the last show. But thank you for the super chat. But sorry you had to unsub to Salty. Hopefully, he'll get you. He'll get you back. My biggest surprise, I'll say surprise game. So you said Tales of Arise, right? Yeah, you do. I love that thing. Sergeant says abandoned. Dude, biggest surprise, and I think people are saying like, Mario Party All Stars. That's the next game I'll probably want to get. Wolverine and Koto was surprise announcements. I think people are going more the announcements. I was going off of so let's do an announcement and a game. This is the first annual Grinder Award, so we'll give out biggest surprise announcement and biggest surprise game.
So biggest surprise game is definitely Tales of Arise. And biggest surprise announcement out of anything I saw this year was Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Yeah,
that blew my mind. I didn't expect that coming. Wolverine, I'm kind of like, oh, it's a new IP, but the fact that they're redoing, my eyes are on that game. They have to get it right. They have to get it right. It has to be done right.
Gotcha.
Because, oh man, yeah, huge
I would
surprise.
say my biggest surprise announcement was the Wolverine announcement, because that showed that I was like, oh my God, now they're getting, because that was something I thought would, like, going around with this Marvel, maybe spreading the love. Like, I didn't think Sony was going to get another IP. And the fact that Wolverine is now with Insomniac and doing that stuff just shows that more Marvel stuff is going to come to Sony, because it wasn't just Spider-Man. It wasn't just a Spider-Man deal and a one-trick pony, It was actually, now they're getting Wolverine. It's like
Venom. It's not just Venom anymore.
Yeah, it's not just like Spider-Man stuff. The fact that Wolverine now, and they just got, and this is the other thing, they just got the X-Men license back, and the first thing that they did before even making a friggin' movie was make a Wolverine game on PlayStation. That is something to tell you. Where's the confidence of Marvel Studios? And just to be honest, I didn't say what I watched, but man, I watched both The Matrix and I both watched I just saw Spider-Man yesterday, and let me tell you something. And you see how successful Spider-Man is in the movie theater. I would say that was Spider-Man Endgame, basically. That was Spider-Man Endgame for incredible. And I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that they are able to do that with Marvel partnerships and doing all that stuff, it just shows that Marvel right now, it dominates the entertainment industry. Disney and Marvel dominate it, and you want to have them in your pocket and be on your side. And Sony is in bed with them, and they're going to be inseparable. And that's a huge opportunity that Microsoft never really had the opportunity, because they never made a quality game to maybe entice Marvel. But the problem is that's a partnership that's going to dominate the entertainment industry. And that's the thing you need to realize. Microsoft is involved in the cloud industry and more. And you even want, and this is I don't mean to derail the Grindr Awards, but if you watch the Xbox 60, the 6 show with the Red Ring of Death and all that other stuff, right? You see gaming was mentioned, but it was never about bringing amazing games to customers to entertain them. It was always it was always a Trojan horse. And they actually say it in there, a Trojan horse to get Windows in the living room. They said it.
Right. That's
the build up for Xbox was a Trojan horse, and to use gaming as a way to get into the living room. It was never to make games to entertain as a medium. And that's why when we say Sony and Nintendo make games as an art form to entertain, like a movie, like a book, that's different, because Microsoft is making games to get you on a service, to get you in a cloud, to get you on their operating system. They're not delivering a game for the sake of making that game an art form. Maybe some of the designers and the game studios do, but the higher ups, the essence of Microsoft is a Trojan horse to get you. xCloud and Game Pass is a Trojan horse to get you to be platform agnostic and subscribe to a service. That, if you just listen, the essence of Xbox was a Trojan horse. And that's why Nintendo and Sony are doing things. And the fact that Sony is partnering with Disney, Disney's an entertainment company. Sony is an entertainment company. They sell TVs that are mediums to display their content. You want to be in bed with entertainment. You want to entertain. Nintendo wants to entertain you with their games. That's why they're in a different business than Microsoft business. And it's ever true now, because Microsoft rarely even markets their games as entertainment anymore. Now it's basically the service. Oh, there's games in our service. Hell, they could put friggin' like buffet coupons in the service. Make it some bullshit. Like, They could throw like the refrigerator in the service. They don't care because as long as you get on the service, they don't give a shit if you enjoy their game or not. They don't care. The game is a means to an end. That's not they're not making games to make sequels and to entertain people and to make it, wow, the first game sold 1 million. This one's going to sell 5 million. They don't care anymore. They're not in that business. And
They
that's
jump
the
on our
difference.
service, so it grows our streaming platform.
And Sony has services. Sony has services, but you look, their services are not the driving factor of the games. They want the games to sell. You know, just like, you know, they'll have a streaming service for the movie. The problem is that they want to make sure that movie sells a shit ton. But that is, and then they have an Epic partnership. Sony is with Epic. They have a Discord partnership. Sony is in the business of entertaining. And that's the difference of that. And that's, I don't know where I went with this whole thing. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. I was talking about the partnership between the Wolverine announcement. The fact that they took X-Men and they entrusted it with Sony to make another game. They got Spider-Man, they got X-Men, they got Wolverine. So like,
I think that was a huge surprise. I think that's something
what I'm saying. Like it was showing. It wasn't just like, hey Sony, all right, you just do whatever you want with Spider-Man. That's the marketing deal that you got. And the fact that they opened up the gates and said, "No, we're giving you X-Men. We're giving you Wolverine." You know, almost like a third, like our second biggest IP that we just got back. Like we didn't even do anything with X-Men and Wolverine yet under the Disney thing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a game. That's huge. That's a big deal. That's why it's that biggest surprise, because the fact that was beyond Spider-Man lets you know that this is a bigger deal than what it is. My biggest surprise, here it is. My biggest surprise was actually Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite was my biggest surprise game, where actually they made it decent, but it was not a biggest surprise as I'll say, hey, this is actually an incredible game. Biggest surprise was like they showed me dog shit and now it's actually edible. And that was my biggest surprise, that they actually turned it around. They actually turned it around. They made it a better than what they were going to do, because I was like, they can't release Halo like that. And they released it decent, but it's stripped down. But my biggest surprise was the fact that it was a comparable game. And then I had to scratch my head and say, Jez, slap myself and go, it's Halo. What the hell? Why were your expectations low? This is the best of the best. Well, I know. It's, but you know what? This is what they do. So like, I was surprised that they actually made a competent Halo game after the disaster that they showed and how they hit it. So that was kind of my biggest surprise game of the year. Even though I don't think it, like I said, I'll give it a 7 for the campaign. It was just surprised because it looked like a 2. And the fact that they turn around. And again, that's why it got a lot of the inflated scores, because of that actual mental gymnastics that they pulled. And it worked on me, because I call it my biggest surprise of the year, because, it was a surprise, because I didn't think that game was going to launch without bugs and stuff like, as whatever it was. So I'll give it for my biggest surprise. Best action game, Frog. What do you think?
For this year, let's think. Oh, man. Best action. I would say probably I played a lot of games this year. I could say Ratchet, but I would say probably Ratchet had some pretty good action this year. This year was a weird year.
Yep.
As far as games that came out. And so if I had to go with best action game I think I played this year, it might go to Returnal. As far as the best action. Yeah, I would say Returnal.
Yeah. I would say action game for me, I'm gonna say Ratchet and Clank. That was the stuff.
I would say Ratchet, but then when I look at Returnal, I'm like, man, Returnal kept me on my toes.
Oh, it did, yeah. No, and I could see a case for both of them, but I'm gonna say this: the thing about Ratchet is that the craziness that was going on at the screen, like it was definitely just a platformer action, crazy popcorn flick game. And the fact is like I really didn't think that like I wasn't a huge fan of Ratchet and Clank. Like I only played the remake on PS4 a little bit. Like I didn't even beat it. Like I didn't think too much of it. I like the zany weapons, But man, Ratchet and Clank looked amazing, and what it was doing, just the chaos, and then when you pause it, the fact that you could just zoom around and you see the details on there. Ratchet and Clank was just pure, just adrenaline action chaos, like just whipping guns and flipping and swapping. And I said the biggest problem for me with that game was the fact that Rivet didn't play any different, and even her,
that's what I wish
the
did.
fact
I
that
wish
Clank and the other one didn't have a thing. But my God, yeah, I know Globzilla, like it wasn't like real intense, like Returnal, but action wise, like just like a popcorn flick. That's the way I'm looking at it. I would say, for me, Ratchet was that eye popping popcorn flick for me. Best shooter for the Woods.
Ooh. If I had to go best shooter overall package.
There you go. Package.
Overall package, just the best shooter. It's definitely going to be COD for me.
All right.
As much people
it was a great package. Pause.
I think that when you look at what it gave you for your value, COD was the best shooter this year. Battlefield was, and I haven't played Battlefield, so I'll put that caveat there. As far as I saw, Battlefield had a lot of hurdles it had to overcome. Halo in itself was a competent shooter, but at day one, there's a lot missing from that game. And when you look at the overall value of everything that came out this year, as far as maps and guns and the way you do battle pass and upgrades and skins and story and whatever, COD was the most competent shooter to me that came out this year. As far as if I'm just gonna say it was the most. If what you're paying for, you're going to get. It's going to be better. You're going to get more from COD than any other shooter out there. You will. And so that's just me. Some people may hate to hear that.
No, Sergeant says after the Xbox slammed it or Halo talk, their stream is smooth as fuck now. Yeah, I'm sure.
No. I mean, I think
I don't know what it was, dude.
Halo's
Somebody stopped downloading upstairs.
Hey, Halo's a competent shooter, but not the best shooter.
Come on, Frog. If I throw in a curveball here and I say my best favorite shooter here was actually Returnal.
Ooh.
I know we think shooters are first-person shooters, but I gotta say the shooting mechanics of Returnal.
No, I can see how you see that, because Returnal technically is a shooter.
It's a rogue shooter, right? Like it was a really
shooter still. I can't argue
tight.
with that. I would say yes. There's for what it was, it's really damn good. And I would say shit. Like I can't argue with that.
I know we think first person shooters. If I had to go first person shooter, I would say the best shooter. I would say if you look at it as a total package, I would say basically, I would say Call of Duty had the total package. The campaign is really lit. I really like the campaign. I like that kind of. I like
the total package graphically. Probably go to Battlefield.
And I haven't played Guardians yet. I'm thinking Guardians or Chorus, which Chorus is on sale. Harry Johnson with the $2. Guardians and Chorus are his games of the year. Chorus is on sale right now. I might go buy that. But Guardians I have right here. I didn't play it yet, so that's why I didn't put them in here. I only put in games I'm playing. But I would think Guardians might be a good action game or shooter.
I'm only rating these games on what I played this year.
Yeah.
Not just what I've seen in reviews. I'm just going on for what I played.
Exactly.
So to me, COD is. I beat Halo. I played the single player, beat it. Played the multiplayer, and I do enjoy what it gives me, but it's hard.
You're my number one customer.
And I'm gonna say it's gonna be hard, but shooter wise, like Call of Duty is the best package. But I am gonna say the combat that they got in Halo with the hook shot, I think, is pretty damn solid. I think the graphics are subpar. The effects, I think the effects were very bad. Like if you look at the effects, were very bad. The particle effects are very bad. The sound was great. The gameplay of the moment-to-moment gameplay of just grabbing. I never thought throwing the fusion coils would be so satisfying, especially that they don't look that great. But it was very satisfying, shocking those things and throwing them. I would say that Halo definitely was a better shooter. Again, my biggest surprise, because I didn't think Halo would be even in the conversation after what we saw and what they shown. But I would say Halo would be one of those shooters, because I would think that the gameplay was its saving grace because everything else was subpar except for the sound. The story really wasn't really there.
Amazing.
The sound and the moment to moment gameplay of fighting them. Yes, it got monotonous. Yes, it got boring. I wish there was more variety. There's a lot of complaints I have with it, but the shooting was really good in Halo. They got that down, which never was the problem of it. But anyway, and in Battlefield, I would say Battlefield. I had the most fun with Battlefield. That's the thing. And that's why it's hard for me with a shooter because everyone kind of hit a point. Battlefield, I had the most fun and oh shit moments. Halo was solid gameplay, and Call of Duty was just Call of Duty. It has everything for you.
Right.
It has this campaign. And one thing I do like about Call of Duty is that they added things. So it's really hard for me this year. Like, it's a trifecta of shooters, but if I had to give it to one as the total package, it would go to Call of Duty as the total package. But for fun factor, it goes to Battlefield, and for just solid gameplay, it will go to Halo. Those are subcategories in the grinder shooter year. Maybe I'll expand. Now we come to the most. These are the more important ones. Exactly. What you do in Returnal is shoot. That's why I said I would say Returnal my shooter because that was solid shooter and gameplay. I like that.
Yeah, I can't argue.
It was just a fun shooter. So now we're gonna come here. What is gonna get the Grinding Gear Award for the biggest finesse of 2021?
Ooh, that to me,
will do, Guapzilla. Will do.
The biggest finesse.
Biggest finesse of 2021.
Oh shit, man! I'm gonna be honest. It sounds sad to say it.
What is it?
It's gonna have to be Halo. And the reason Halo is because what I've played from Halo games from the first one until now, I honestly think that Halo 5 is a better multiplayer than Halo Infinite. I think that day one, what you get with the package, and a lot of people will shit on Halo 5 because of the campaign, but the campaign was a lot. Oh man, there's so much, and I don't want to give it away. This campaign in Halo Infinite was very, it was very 7. You know, it was like, okay, cool, but
so Halo is the biggest finesse for the story.
And I'm gonna tell you why. It's not even because the story is it's mostly because multiplayer. I think
the battle pass.
I think they effed the multiplayer so bad that anybody that can sit there and say that Halo Infinite has a better multiplayer than Halo 5 did not play Halo. They obviously didn't play Halo Infinite, and they were on PC, and that's the only reason. Because I see a lot of PC guys saying Halo Infinite is the best. No, it's not. The only reason they're saying is because you couldn't play Halo 5 on your PC. Halo 5 was a better multiplayer.
All right. So, Frog, the grinders are going wild in here with the biggest finesse. This is, as I said, these are the biggest gaming award shows.
I knew they would.
These are the bigger than the Keeley Awards because these are the awards that matter. We need to know what is the biggest finesse bullshit of the year. The grinders are delivering in spades, Frog. You delivered on Halo with the Battle Pass. We got Ryan Lands going. The biggest finesse was selling their customers a Red Ring of Death poster for $25.
I forgot.
Wait,
I forgot.
Sergeant says the biggest finesse of 2021, when everyone plays, we all win. After buying a third-party multi-plat publisher.
I forgot about
Rob
that.
Gomez says the biggest finesse is the fridge. Josh Ayers says the biggest finesse was Phil himself. Wait, he's got another one. Let's see. Biggest finesse of 2021, Xbox is buying Sega. Oh, shit. The biggest finesse was the last video I played was the girl from the G4. Oh, my God. Rob Gomez might have it. I didn't even think of this one. Rob Gomez says the History Channel documentary, 25 fucking minutes of the tribute. At E3, Frog. Remember that when they did the History Channel?
I remember that.
All right. The biggest, let me see now, man. These are good ones now. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh,
those are really good
Another good one is Halo Infinite came out on the disc and it was just a DRM key. That was something.
That was still yes. That was fucked up, man. People got their shit at midnight and couldn't play until the next day. Oh, shit.
You got me. You got me. Feel this. Oh, man. Well, I would say the biggest finesse of this year was trying to get all you guys to pay double for Xbox Live. But it didn't work out. Damn. I'll try next year. Feel this 2022.
I would say that the Phil Ness dude, him trying to get everybody to pay double for Xbox Live when they actually were doing it on the dashboard, but they just made an announcement they were getting rid of the cards. That had to be the ultimate Phil Ness because they were gonna charge you double for Xbox Live and giving
we're
you
going to do it.
trash.
And because it was on the dashboard, yeah, they were going to do it, but then they act like they weren't. Like it was never in the options, but it was. I'm like, wait, you guys is. Yeah, right.
Dude, I think we need a whole freaking gaming awards of the Phil Ness show. Like, man, there's so many Phil Ness moments, man. It's just all crazy. Him signing the controller when we all play, we all win, and then like buying all these studios and then saying Starfield is exclusive. Oh man, I got another Phil Ness. The biggest Phil. Oh wait, he's coming on again.
Oh, I got one more Phil Ness. When I sat with Matt Booty and Aaron Greenberg and Pete Hines and the Circle Jerk and just said, we're a partner now and the deal is signed. But we didn't announce any games. Phil Ness.
Oh man, when he's had that Circle Jerk in February or March when they just sat with Bethesda and they just said, we're making games. Okay, anyway. Oh my god. Dude, I tell you, man. That was some Phil Ness right there. Well, speaking of Phil Ness, we got some what is the biggest Jim Ness of the year?
Wait, you said the biggest what?
Oh, ending the back compat program. That's some Phil Ness right there. What is the biggest Jim Ness of the year?
Oh, I know what it is. Biggest Jim Ness is I want to say it was the last like little state of play they showed. That shit was trash. I think it was. That was the biggest...
when they showed that little devil inside of what the hell that was.
My god,
Jim Ness.
The last state of play they did was so ass. It was just like, why did you even do this? Like, you guys are winning. You didn't even need to show this. Like, it was. I want to say it was the last one or the one before.
It was the last one when they showed the little devil inside.
Was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you show this? Like, it was just like really bad. And then I would say, but what to me, like, what capitalized on that above everything.
Roger got it.
Like, that's really it. But really, the biggest Jim Ness, and we're just talking about a game that was a Jim Ness. It was Destruction All Stars. Like, you guys came out and fucking flopped that game. Like,
that might be a runner-up for Booster of the Year award. We have that one too.
Yeah, they really effed that game up. Like, it had potential to do a lot of things, but you guys, man, you guys fucked that game up.
Dude, they got some of the. Before I give you my Jim Ness, I think we got one of the winners in here. We got the winner of the year. The Buck Raj, Rob Gomez says we believe in generations. Jim Ness was putting more games on PC. Jim Ness, we let our games do the talking. PlayStation are continuing censoring games. They act like it hasn't changed. The Horizon Forbidden West pricing scheme for entitlements was total Jim Ness. That was a good one. Yep. GT going from next gen to cross gen. Jim Ness was the Horizon promise they made. The biggest Jim Ness was Godfall PS Plus. That was some Jim Ness there.
Oh, yes. That's a good one.
They should just not even put Godfall anywhere. That shit belongs in the garbage.
Exactly. Yeah, they should just left it alone. Is that game still coming to PS4?
I guess. Destruction All Stars, the people are saying. We believe in generations, only on PS5 not anymore. Yeah, Sergeant. My vote for the Jim Ness was putting more games on PC. That was some Jim Ness stuff because he's out there trying to sell you a PS5 console, and meanwhile he's taking these games and putting them on PC and not making the PlayStation the premier place to play these games. Even if they're old games, the fact that he's starting to open up those doors, I think, is not the right message you want to send, especially when your competition sort of like went balls deep with that right now. I would say you want to kind of like don't go down the rabbit hole that people could assume that you're going to do the same thing as them. I would have stayed away from that for a while. knowing that PC gamers are kind of like, you know what, they're always gonna be there. They're not going anywhere. So like, let's not do it right now. Like I can understand that PC move, but I thought it was poorly managed. The fact that you're a year into your brand new console and you're starting to dab on PC.
Right.
I didn't think it's the good timing of it, especially when your competition kind of is using that as a crutch, and the fact that people could kind of throw you in the gaming industry as like, oh, the consoles are just gonna put their games on PC, so let's just do that. I think it was not a good message to kind of do right now. Maybe in another year or so, I would say next year or 2 years, but not the year right after. Oh shit, they're coming up with a new award. DMG Tanks calling the Jesness, not finishing. What?
Oh,
God, what is GOT? God of what? What's GOT? Oh, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh shit, they're coming after me. DMG. But yeah, I think the Gymnast is the PC stuff.
Wait, you beat Ghost of Tsushima, right?
At the end. That's a long ass game.
Yeah, I platinumed that shit, and then I got Ghost Ikeyala, and I started playing.
I'm charging the castle right now. I kept thinking that the end was there, but then I'm going at the castle. But I think the PC one is the biggest one. I didn't think it was the best thing. I wouldn't be talking about putting anything of my IP on PC, especially the year I just released my brand new next-gen console.
Yes.
And one other thing, Frog, before you go, I want to say, because remember when they announced the PS4 Pro, the whole reason why the Pro existed was to keep people from going to PC.
Yes.
That's what Cerny said. He was like, well, you know, people around this time are looking for the next biggest thing or better games and better graphics and stuff. So we're coming out with the Pro to appeal to that customer so they stay on our console and not go to PC. So then why? I know he's been telling us for years about the PC thing, and I said it's fine, but I don't think they should have done it this year. I don't think they should have made a deal of it this year. They should have waited.
There's two things. I think if the PS4 Pro didn't exist, it wouldn't matter. That's number one. I will also say that
yes, I agree, Rob. That's what I mean.
We got to look at some things like in a bigger spectrum of Sony really didn't need to do a PS4 Pro. Sony wanted to release their their PS5 sooner. If Sony had to release their PS5 sooner, it would have been a weaker console.
Yeah,
we would have got a 6 teraflop console that may have been, and then Microsoft would have released a 12 teraflop console. And we would have been sitting here like, damn. And I don't think it would have affected Sony in the beginning, but I honestly think that Sony didn't want to release their console in 2020. They wanted the 2019 release. I think they did.
Yeah, I think the whole COVID thing messed them up in the chips and stuff.
I honestly think that 2019 is when they wanted to release their console, but they knew if they released it then, it wouldn't have been as powerful as it is now. It wouldn't have been a 10 teraflop console. It would have been like it would have been an 8 teraflop console, and there would have been things they would have had to cut out, and then they would have had to release a PS5 Pro. I think where we're at right now at this point, I think we're comfortable. I think most games they can release with two modes: the 60 frame mode, and then your one with all the bells and whistles at 30 frames with ray tracing. And some of your games you may even get a 60 with ray tracing. So I think that both consoles at a point that everything's we're going to get coming in the future should be 60. I just don't understand some of the moves that some of these companies are making. Like, and I'm gonna give you an example: Ghost of Tsushima comes out with Ikeyala. We didn't expect that, right? And they come out with a PS5. Nobody expected that. But my whole thing with that is, when you release a game and then you start releasing DLC so far from the release of that game, people may support it and people may buy it, but they're really going to finish it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I got Ghost of Tsushima Ikeyala, and I think it's great. But I was like, there's so much stuff coming out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I was like, man, when am I going to get around to this? So there again, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, you guys release something good. You guys release this great product. But the reality is, I'm never going to get around to it like I want to because I got other stuff I'm playing.
Yeah.
So I think that when you look at a game, no matter how good it is, you have to release that DLC and that content within the first, place.
Ryan Lands, he came in with some bonus points. Yeah, he goes that Bowserness or Dougness moment is for Nintendo, charging $50 a year for some N64 games and a few emulated Genesis games. Totally, that is the seal the deal. Bowserness or Dougness, exactly.
Yeah,
that is some Nintendo bullshit right there.
Definitely some Bowser. That's some Bowserness right there.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Totally. I didn't add that one on here.
Nintendo is sitting there with old girl, and they're smoking the same crack she is.
Oh my god, the $50. Oh, they're ridiculous for that thing.
Who thinks? Oh my god.
So the next one is the best Herman Holst split move for the year. This is about the quality games, and I tell you about the content. What did I do? The best Herman Holst split move. What is his best split move? What is the Sony flex basically for the year? That's what it is.
I think a big flex. I don't know if it was him or if it was Square Enix. But one of them
is just
what
Sony did, not what Herman Holtz did, but a Herman Holtz, a Sony flex.
I don't know if this is a Sony flex or if this is a Square Enix thing. But the fact that people got that Final Fantasy VII remake, and then they said, "Hey, you get if you got a PS5, you can get that version too." After the fact, a lot of people even though it was in PlayStation Plus, if you got it in PlayStation Plus, you can get into PS5 version too. I think that Sony's going to continue to do that. If you get it in PlayStation Plus, you will also get the PS5 version because it makes sense. So they're doing that with a lot of games. Now they're giving you the PS5 version. At first they said they wouldn't, but now it seems like there's two things. There's two things that Sony flexed on hard. They said, hey, if you get it in PlayStation Plus, you only get this version. But now they changed that and they said, well, you get both versions because what does it matter? It's a PlayStation Plus game. The second one is from this point going forward, all of our games we're remaking will be charged $10. When the Ghost of Tsushima thing came out and people were confused about it, Sony told you from this point going forward, everything we remake will be a $10 price. So that's a big flex because it's like, damn, I can get Uncharted Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4 for $10 because I already own it. Sorry for people who didn't buy it, but that means you weren't in the 20 million people who bought it in the first place and you didn't care about it. So why are you whining and complaining about it if you didn't buy it? So I think those are big flexes. I think another flex is when they came out with that really way after E3 freaking show and they showed all those freaking games.
That's what Rob Gomez says. Yeah.
That right there is a punch to fucking Microsoft's nuts and an uppercut to their face because you're like, yo, Knights of Republic bitches, you guys had
that's mine. That's my biggest. That's mine. The fact that they got Knights of Republic on their
we're gonna show, even though Alan Wake was multi-plat, we're gonna show it here.
Dude, that was another flex.
We got a fucking Spider-Man game, and people talk about Venom. It would never happen. We fucking got Venom. Mm-hmm. You know. Oh,
that was a flex too. You're right. That was a good
Spider-Man. Not only did we got Spider-Man with Miles Morales and regular Spider-Man Peter Parker with Venom, we got fucking Logan with Wolverine.
Yeah.
So Sony flexed so hard on Microsoft, and if anybody really pays attention to what's going on, anytime Microsoft has a big news moment we think is really fucking big, and we goes, damn, that's cool, Microsoft. Sony comes back tenfold, and they say, oh yeah, really? We're gonna fucking show you this. Like when Halo came out. Everybody's excited about Halo. They're like, "Yeah, look at this Horizon Zero Dawn for
that's
Forbidden."
A flex too. You're right. It was the way Horizon looked. My God,
Forbidden West footage we showed you, we never showed you, and you see this shit, and you're like, "Halo, what?" Because that's how I feel.
Well, after they talked 2 years about the power of the system, and they have nothing to show for it, no ray tracing and shit.
Anytime Sony has flexed and
ray
tracing
on Ratchet's friggin' gear.
Yes, and guess what? Sony doesn't have to flex on Nintendo because Sony's not worried about their homeland in Japan. Sony's just worried about the rest of the world. They know they can sell there, and they don't even care if Nintendo beats them to a certain extent because they're like, as long as we got Europe and Americas, we're good. We can sell here and there in Japan, and we can be second place in Japan, but we got to be number one in the world. Whereas Microsoft is like, fuck, we're number one nowhere. We're fighting for America. We can barely be number one there, and what it all boils down to is, they're basically telling them, yeah, with that 360 era, with you being number one predominantly in America and some of the world, not anymore. With that Xbox One era, you guys are no, not anymore. They've taken their home turf, and they flexed on them all year. I've called it. I said, anytime Microsoft shows something big that we're sitting there cheering on, expect Sony to come back a month later with something that is even bigger that we're like, we can't believe. When Sony came with that Wolverine, nobody saw that coming.
No, that was crazy.
Think about this.
And the fact that Spider-Man 2, I think, was another flex, and the fact that
the thing is,
who was ready for that?
Yes, we kind of expected another Spider-Man, right?
Not this soon. Not that announcement that soon.
But nobody expected a Wolverine.
No. I would say my biggest Herman Holtz split.
Nobody expected a freaking Knights of the Old Republic.
That's
remake.
mine. Because that was an Xbox, a console thing for Microsoft, and the fact that they took it, they knew that, because there's not a lot of IPs that you could take from Microsoft besides Halo, Gears, and Forza, and really kind of put them on there. Like, they took BioShocks, they took the Mass Effects because they wouldn't own them and stuff, but the fact that they took KOTOR, icon for Xbox, that hurt. It was a remake, and it's a redo exclusively. That was the flex. Herman Holtz split Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's about the games and quality and fuck you, Xbox. That's what he did, because that's what that was. That was the flex.
If anybody knows anything, Sony was going to get all the Gears of War games in the PlayStation 4.
And they were going to try again. But I'm telling you, that KOTOR, man, there's not a lot you can take.
Didn't go and buy it. Yeah, see what I'm saying? It's like, let's be real with ourselves. If Microsoft did not buy the Gears of War franchise, which they didn't own, Gears of War would have been a multi-plat, and we would have been sitting here, and the conversation would have been like, Halo Forza.
Oh, man, Josh just keeps saying this BioShock rumor, man. That would be crazy. But it was a throat punch. That's right. KOTOR, but the fact that KOTOR is doing this thing, and I'm telling, and like, there's so many other games that they got with the Final. I think even Final Fantasy 16 being exclusive on Sony is another flex. But that was last year's flex, though. But that
even if it's a multi-plat, does it matter?
But Microsoft worked so hard to try to get Final Fantasy day and date on their platform. That was a huge announcement with 11, with 13, and the fact that they've regressed back to now getting exclusive games not day and date on Final Fantasy, it's crazy. But I think that KOTOR.
The fact that Sony still has Final Fantasy 7 exclusive and it's only coming to PC.
Oh, that's another one. Oh, that flex keeps going, dude.
The flex
Forspoken's a 2-year exclusive. That game turned out to be incredible. That's a 2-year.
And guess what? And here's the thing, Jazz. You know what I've noticed with Sony when they say exclusive? They always go exclusives and then it comes to PC. It never comes to Xbox right away or at all, but it comes to PC. Don't be mistaken, and people need to really think this. When they hear 2-year exclusives, 1-year exclusives, Final Fantasy was a 1-year exclusive. Then it came to PS5. Then it's come to PC. It's still no announcement for Xbox. It may eventually come to Xbox, but here's what I'll say. When that game, if it comes to Xbox, it will come in Game Pass, and people will cheer it on, but they won't buy it. And that's the problem.
That's a whole other story. But, Frog, the other thing I just want to say, like what I was talking about earlier about this Disney partnership with Sony and stuff, and you look, and like the fact that Sony is attaching themselves to the Marvels and to the Star Wars, the fact that they're able to do that stuff with, I think, is it LucasArts that's making it? I think LucasArts, right? The KOTOR.
I don't know.
Is it a LucasArts game?
I don't know. It's a LucasArts game, but I don't know if they're making the remake. But what I will say
somebody
is
else is making the remake, but LucasArts is making the remake, and Sony got the exclusive. Yeah. But yeah, the fact that they got that game, ripped it right from Microsoft's exclusivity, because KOTOR was never on PlayStation. I don't think it was ever.
Want me to tell you something, Jez? And I've said this before. Expect EA and Ubisoft to back Xbox hard.
They're
why?
Weak, though, man.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, weak, but expect them to back Microsoft hard because some of their games don't sell where they want them to sell, and so they're like, EA is not the company that it used to be. When you own the majority stake in NFL football games, and we know that 2K can come out and dominate them, realistically, it's okay. And my whole thing is this: like, we know that Microsoft, if you buy your Game Pass, you get your EA games. They're not day one, but what big games are you really getting in Game Pass with EA that you have to have from EA?
Well, I get it. I get the same games with EA Play. It's the same stuff. Like, it's just EA Play is $30 a year.
But what I'm saying is,
like,
what I'm saying to you is, like, would you have missed it if you didn't have EA Play?
No. No, because EA has really shit the bed. Like I think you know, the two of us or whatever like that was a cool indie game, but like EA really like the UFC games have dropped off. Like that like really was not the shit anymore. If they bring back Fight Night, that would be pretty cool.
That'd be a big deal. That'd be a big deal.
Otherwise, EA really hasn't. Like they started the last generation strong and really fizzled out. Ubisoft is just trash. Like I really can't get through Far Cry anymore. I'm just like, is too. I'm ready. I'm kind of done with it. Like I just kind of like just roll my eyes. I'm like,
it's something you play. It's like you feel like you played it before.
Yeah, like I'm playing it. I'm like, it doesn't even look that great because they chose to go to 60 frames without graphics like increases. It looks kind of fuzzy. It just so, and like I don't even care about the characters. Like I don't even care. And the thing is again. That enemy is so great, but like you know the Gustav guy, but he's like so far removed from it. You're fighting all these other hokey dokey NPC guys that they created, and it's just, and again, it's liberate the map and fight them. It's the same thing you did in 5. Like Ubisoft, fuck out of here. Never. I don't even know if I'm gonna say go half Ubisoft. I don't even know, man. I just can't stand Far Cry. I'm gonna go Guardians again. I'm gonna play Guardians. I'm done. I think I'm done.
You
with
go
Far Cry.
quarter Ubisoft.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't even know because I gotta be like 15 hours into like Far Cry, and I'm like I'm done. Like I think I'm done. I know where this is gonna go.
Yeah, I understand you.
And you know the funny shit. Yeah, if 5 looks better, I agree. 5 does look better. I don't think 6 looks that great. I thought it was gonna look incredible. It does not look that great at all.
5 is pretty decent.
Yeah.
I have
we're gonna go with the last 2 because it's getting late, and I'm going back on another grinds vacation in the next couple of days. So,
nice,
but I'll go back.
Nice, I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, so I'll be back for New Year's. You know, maybe we'll do one. We'll do another show maybe next Monday. We'll do back another Monday before everybody goes back. But we're gonna wrap these other ones up, and then the predictions for next year. So the most important award, Booster of the Year award. Who gets the Booster of the Year award? Booster of the Year. This could go to any person, game. Yeah. Anything. What was a Booster of the Year award? A Booster itself. It could go to Booster itself.
I will
hit
say
that
the
like
Booster
button grind
is definitely to me Jeff Keighley's show. His show was horrible.
Oh shit. If the Booster of the Year award is Picklehead Jeff Keighley. Really? His award show is the Booster of the Year.
His show was fucking despicable. It was disgusting. And as much as I look forward to these Game of the Year awards, his show was horrible this year. This is the worst show I've seen this year. I don't know. Maybe people disagree with me. I think this is the worst show I've seen.
Oh man.
But some people may disagree. Now,
there's some disagreements in there. Somebody said the Series S, the gunk. Somebody said Gaming Nights as Frog's Dream was the.
Hey, calm down now.
Series S winning Black Friday, man. The grind is a rolling.
I just think that like Jeff Keighley's show was like really bad this year.
Dude. All right.
I mean, maybe I get the Booster award.
That was the Booster of the Year award for you. Booster of the Year award for me goes to the Grinders guessed it, man. Bootleg Joel. He gets the Booster of the Year award. Bootleg himself.
About him.
Any VIP Grinders in the chat, put the Booster in the chat. I'm doing a boost. We're doing Bootleg Joel.
Well, Jazz, how can I remember Booster when I got a Turbo Man?
Oh yeah, you do have a Turbo Man. Here he is. Booster of the Year award goes to Bootleg Joel. I want him to come on stage and accept the award. I don't know if I should say his real name because I know it, but I like calling him Bootleg Joel anyway.
Say his name.
Oh my God. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to show it, but Grinders. I tweeted out in October the ending of Halo would be Harry Johnson with the $2. Frog, you're crazy. The show was good.
That show was horrible.
I want Bootleg Joel to come up and accept the award of the Gaming Grindhouse for winning the Booster of the Year goes to Bootleg Joel. Man, oh man. I put out a tweet in October saying the ending of Halo was going to be they're going to save the ring and he's going to look to Chief and
my
go,
number one
"Say
customer."
my name, just like the end of Neverending Story. And man, oh man, I was joking out my asshole. And basically, that was the goddamn ending to Halo Infinite. They get on the plane, and he asks them what his name is. Say my name, Chief. The guy saved him from space. Chief didn't give a shit about Bootleg Joel's name. And then at the end, he's like, now you're going to drive my Master Chief ass all over the place. What? And Chief didn't ask. It was Bootleg Cortana that asked her. The bootlegs, Chief and the bootlegs. But man, Bootleg Joel, he overacted his role. He was really just wanted to go home, but then all of a sudden at the end of the game, Bootleg Joel doesn't care about going home anymore. Oh, there's a lot of Halo bullshit that I'm going to talk about, maybe probably in another show I'm going to do. But really, at the end of the game, the dude gets a goddamn name. Are you kidding me? Bootleg? No, really. If you want to be spoiled, please go watch my previous stream where Bootleg Joel, We Need a Hero. You could watch it at the end. The last skit, I go crazy. I streamed it, and you got my live reaction. That was the ending to the game. They name him. And we already have the name in the chat. All I'm going to say is, Abba, you kissed your eyes, Fernando. Fernando. Yes. Bootleg Cortana is waiting for the sequel, the DLC, to name her ass. Chief didn't name it. Chief didn't name it. But I joked. I tweeted out. If you go back to my Twitter, I tweeted this out. His name was not Don Metric. No. I tweeted it out jokingly, and seriously, that's the goddamn thing. So if you want to watch it, watch my last stream. I can't believe I predicted the ending of Halo. That's how shallow that shit is, and we'll talk about that another time. I don't want to spoil what happened, but basically the son of a bitch gets a name, but he's still going to be called here on this channel. I don't give a shit if his name is Fred, Paul, or John, or Fernando, or Asshole, or Phil Ness. His name is Bootleg Joel, and that will be forever his name on this channel. Bootleg Joel. And he lives right here as the memes. If you're a VIP grinder, you could put Bootleg Joel, the winner of this year's 2021 Booster of the Year Award, Bootleg Joel. This is the most important award to win because this is the ultimate fail of the year. Bootleg has won it, and he has accepted it with high honors, and he has a name now, but he will ever be called Bootleg Joel. Congratulations, Bootleg. You have made it to the Grindhouse Awards stage, and you accepted it. Now, Game of the Year Award, we already talked about this. Game of the Year Award, for me, is going to Returnal. That is my Game of the Year Award because Returnal did something. Yes, game night. There he is, Bootleg Joel, and the meme. Returnal did, it was a surprise. Congratulations, Bootleg Joel. It was a surprise for me, and I was not into these rogue type games, and I was hooked. I put I'm over 40 hours, 30 something hours into that game, and I'm still just grinding away at it. And it is a refreshing game. It brought me back to the old school arcade games when games were just like quarter sinkers, and you just put them in there. But for me, Returnal was my biggest surprise and biggest game of this year because it was something that I never thought I would enjoy, and I really did like it. Bootleg Joel speech. They want a Bootleg Joel speech. Speech. Frog, what was your game of the year?
Definitively, without any thought, it's definitely Tales of Arise. That was my game of the year.
All right, I agree. I have it right here in the plastic. I did not play it yet.
Tales of Arise is one of the absolute best games this year. And not only the best games, it was just a better RPG to me than Final Fantasy VII Remake. It just was a really great game. It did so many things that the Tales series really need to grow from. And I think that they continue to do what they're doing now. We have some really good Tales games coming.
Nice. Yeah, it was definitely. But yeah, those are our games of the year. And to wrap this up, we're gonna go to the last part here. Is just the last topic here, and is next year predictions. Frog, what are your next year predictions? Anything correct? We know what's releasing. So for game wise, speech, I want to go home. That was definitely Bootleg Joel. Bootleg Joel's gonna send in his speech. He's like, Chief, I want to go home.
I definitely have some predictions.
So, what are some crazy predictions for next year? We'll come back and listen to this at the end of the year, next year if these things come true. But kind of any crazy predictions, not what we know about. Go ahead.
No. I got three big
ones. Here we go.
I do think that. Hold on one second. So one of my predictions, I'm gonna go console by console.
Okay.
I want to do one for each console. The Last of Us 3 gets announced and shown next year.
Oh, damn. All right.
I think that's going to happen for Sony. I think that definitively happens for Sony. I think Nintendo's Metroid Prime trilogy gets announced, remade for the Switch. And I also think at that point they announced Metroid Prime 4. Microsoft
gets Metroid Prime? No.
Nintendo.
Okay.
Nintendo gets the Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 remake, and then they announce Metroid Prime 4 after that. That's how they announce it.
Okay.
For Microsoft and themselves, this is a hard thing that I think they're going to announce, but I think that Microsoft announces another Banjo and Kazooie game that we don't.
From who?
I think it's going to be from Rare. And I think it's going to be a true sequel to Banjo Tooie. So
damn.
I think we get another Banjo. It's not going to be like a nuts and bolts game. It's going to be a true Banjo game. I think we get that. And I think it's something that surprises us on a level of Banjo and nuts and bolts graphically. I think it's really good looking. So I think we get another Banjo game next year. That's kind of my big three surprise.
So you had Banjo game for Xbox. You have
Banjo.
A Nintendo Metroid Prime trilogy.
With Metroid Prime 4 announced.
Okay.
And then my PlayStation, Sony, I have
Last of Us.
I have Last of Us 3. Yeah, part 3.
So not the multiplayer. 3.
The multiplayer may get announced with it, but I do think that no ifs, ands, or buts. We're gonna Last of Us 3. There's only one or two things gonna happen with Naughty Dog next year: Last of Us 3 or a brand new IP.
Or a brand new IP. All right.
Or a brand new IP, and it will be sci-fi.
It will be sci-fi. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do predictions then for the three of them as well. I'll start with Nintendo. I think is going to show a new Super Mario Brothers game. Like universe type, so Super Mario Bros. Universe. I think they need to do that, just considering that it's kind of aligned when Zelda came out. So like you have another Zelda, you have another Super Mario, world game, like a 3D one. They might do another one, maybe make it co-op. That would be pretty awesome. So that's my Nintendo one. They're coming out with a new Mario game, co-op, third person. The Microsoft announcement, I think they're going to announce. Well, no, I think they announced everything. So I think they're going to do something with Xbox Live and Game Pass. I think it's done. I think this is the year they make their move, and they either double Xbox Live and say fucking suck it up, or they drop it and just say, guys, they're going to do something with their services this year where they're going to make the move, because I think they kind of stayed stagnant and lost a lot of stuff this year with subscriber counts. And I think the growth is kind of stagnating, and I think they really need to make that move. They're going to have to make a big move with Game Pass, and I think one of it is just not going to require online or some shit like that. They're going to double that Xbox Live price.
Huge move.
They're doing something. They got to, because they're going to do something with Game Pass, and either and I think that's pretty general, but I do think that the Mario movie, yes, the Mario movie, but and also go along, exactly, the Mario movie go along with the Mario game. That's why another reason why I think that. Before I finish my Microsoft one, the Game Night 123 says, I don't know, Frogs, Naughty Dog with their job listings that have already been pushing for their multiplayer project. Thank you, Game Night 123. I don't know. That's why I say I don't know if they're ready to show last. But hey, these are predictions. But Frog may be right. Maybe they do a remake and they announce they do the multiplayer with the remakes of the previous ones, and then announce Last of Us 3. Who knows? Yeah, they need to do something. That's what Captain Crunch. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna force everybody into Game Pass to boost numbers. They're gonna do something. Either get rid of
You're
gold,
my number one customer,
or increase the price of Game Pass, but I don't think that's what they need to do. They need to grow it. And since they didn't talk about numbers this year at all, and they lost numbers because of the artificial inflation because of COVID, I think next year they're going to make that move. I think February was not the time to make that move. I think now with Halo out there, with Forza, everybody was ball washing Phil, and they got people on G4 sucking that Phil Ness juice. I think they think they're in the good faith.
Damn.
I think they're good in the good faith right now that they're ready to make a move to get people in there.
Fucking that. Phil Ness juice. Wait, did they have to get their stomach pumped? That's the only way
they probably do. But I'm just saying, like, I think they got everybody going, like, with the flow. Because Microsoft's always like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Their 2 steps back is coming for the Forza Halo drop. So I think they're gonna do that move. They're gonna do something wild. Then for Sony, I think that's the company that we don't know all the games that they have. See, Microsoft, I can't say, they're going to announce a new game, because I think we know everything their first party's working on. It's just, do we see it or not? So I think the biggest move from Microsoft is going to be in the service end. It's going to be doing something wild with Game Pass to really get another influx of people. And it's either going to be dropping the price or dropping the requirement for gold or doing something. Yeah. Now, for Sony, I think there's a lot on Sony's plate with the Discord, with the PlayStation Plus, or like PS1 and PS2 games possibly being available in the spring, and merging PS Plus and PS Now. And I think that's the time when Microsoft knows that they're going to have to make a flex move, too. That's another reason why I thought that.
Hey, Jazz, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Totally off subject. How many games do you think you beat this year? Like, completely beat?
Me? Oh, shit. I don't know, probably about like maybe 10.
I beat close to.
That'd be 10 games, or maybe more.
I would say I'm close to 60 games.
Jesus, yeah. I tell you, I'm a very I spend, if I like a game, I'll spend more time on it. But like, I don't just rush through them and stuff. Like, if I like I didn't beat Returnal, I beat Ratchet, I beat Days Gone this year. I finally finished that. Oh my god, Days Gone was incredible. That's where my prediction with Sony is going to go, is that I think we don't know the games, and I think we're going to find out about either a Days Gone 2 or what they're working on, a Siphon Filter game or something like that. I think that's going to be a game, but like, I think for a big move for Sony, I think Sony is going to the big move for Sony, I think, is just, I don't think they're going to make a big move, like a big purchase of a studio or anything. I think what Sony is going to do.
If they do, it's somebody who's been working closely with them.
I do think, I really don't care about studio purchases, but I do think the biggest move that Sony is going to make is they're going to show tier 2 of the PS5 games. Because I still think we're in limbo right now, and I think in 2022 and 2023 is when we're gonna see because we don't know. Remember, we don't know what. And I think this year that's coming up, Sony is going.
We don't know.
Herman Hulst, his friggin' splits are gonna. He's gonna have to do triple splits, because I think that the games that Sony's gonna show next year are gonna be insane, because we don't. This is what people don't understand. For my prediction is that Microsoft showed everything, and Microsoft announced everything that they're working on. All right, maybe they'll announce a little project here and there, like a Project Mara or something like that. Like, but the big games, they're working on. You know what every studio is working on. Maybe Compulsion, you don't know, but you know they're working on Perfect Dark, Fable. Now you just got to see them. Gear, maybe Coalition working on the next Gears. You know what they're working on. Sony, you have no goddamn clue. They're just scratching the surface. Like Frog said, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica with that star, that space game that what he teased.
How did you put that in there?
Right? the space game that Santa Monica's working on, what's the Days Gone developers working on, what's Naughty Dog working on, what is Gorilla working on after Horizon. Maybe they're working on 2 projects. Maybe Insomniac is going to throw out a Resistance remake. Who knows? But like, and then all these partnerships. We don't know the games that they're making. On top of that, Sony is you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg, and Sony is dominating right now with quality games that are coming out right now. You don't even know what other partnerships and work, and people saying BioShock. Sony's about to flex this year because I think they're really going to make sure they're going to flex when those consoles are ready to go. And I think this year was a very safe and pacing year. And next year is where they're going to be like, guys, PS5 games, here we come. And I really think that that's where the prediction is that Sony's just going to flex like crazy. But from like, in general, I think a big announcement is that we're going to see a Days Gone 2. And I think that's basically what we'll see at Days Gone 2. That
would be nice because I think the studio has learned.
Yeah.
And that's what
I think we're gonna see something from that. I think we'll see either
they learn from what people want.
Yeah. I think we'll see Days Gone 2, or if they're gonna make like a Siphon Filter or another game and then go back to Days Gone 2. But I think we're gonna see what Bend is working on. Plus, and thank you for reminding me, Sergeant. In addition, I think the PSVR 2 is going to be absolutely insane. And what's incredible, and I didn't get it, but Oculus Quest 2 seemed to be a big, hot seller for the holidays again. And this VR stuff is really taking off. Like, it's really becoming kind of like a...
Imagine a cordless PlayStation VR. Ooh.
Or we just hooked up a one cord to the PlayStation. Like, it's just one USB-C.
I mean, Oculus is Quest 2 is wireless, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It's wireless, but the problem is that it doesn't have the power to really run really high fidelity games. It's running more of a mobile processing.
Yeah, so let's just say it can be wired.
Fine, but it's very
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but there's a lot of games that are growing on there, though, that Sony could definitely grab. And and you're right. It's not going to be cordless. The stream keeps stopping.
No. That'd be too much.
Really, I'm going to say, like, on top of all those big announcements, like I said, they got the PSVR with a whole slate of goddamn games that are going to come to that PSVR, and that's going to have a launch lineup, too. So, and that's going to be PSVR 2 that's going to work only with the PS5, so they got to make sure those PS5s get out there. That's why they're front-loading this holiday. And that's why I said that's going to be their big holiday, is the PSVR 2. Is going to be their big holiday hardware that they're going to line up right after God of War and use the God of War, Horizons, and all that stuff to move consoles if they could keep them in stock. And think about it. One last point I'll make, too, is that if I was releasing a console and I had stock, I would stock up for holidays, but I would make sure I have a shit ton of stock for when Horizon drops in February and when GT7 drops. So, like, Sony may be flooding the market, but if they had to flood it really bad, I wouldn't flood it for the holidays. I would flood it in February when I have these brand new PS5 games or these games that look incredible to move my hardware as well. Like, it would just create this demand in there. And that's how Sony operates. They like to strike when it's quiet. They don't like to strike with all the noise and everybody's going there buying an iron and they're buying everybody, because you gotta remember, holiday shopping, people are not looking to spend thousands of dollars for holidays because they gotta buy multiple gifts. So, like, you have a $700 product out there, that's not gonna fly off the shelves as much as
I think that's why the Xbox Series S sold so well.
Exactly. Because it would. If you had a $300 and a $500, because look, every time Xbox had those bundles, it was always like the cheap bundles that would sell. It's all because that's what people are buying. They're buying the $300 or $20. But I'm telling you, next year we're gonna hear maybe a Days Gone 2. But I do think that there's gonna be so many games, and I think the biggest prediction next year is that Sony is going to flex a lot of games that are going to be incredible, striking, because we don't know what they're working on, and they got to move those consoles. Where Xbox, we just got to wait and say, hey, are you gonna show us Fable this year? Do we see Fable? Do we see Perfect Dark gameplay this year? Do we see Fable? Do they not show up at E3? Who knows? And while you're asking those questions, Sit back and wait to see what Starfield is. That's what I mean. It's very hard next year to say Xbox is going to be incredible because half the shit is a head scratcher. And none of the stuff, Hellblade didn't have a date on it. There's nothing coming early in the year except for Crossfire X, which is another delayed game that's not part of Game Pass, so that can't hype up Game Pass hype. But my prediction is Days Gone 2, man. I'm ready. Wolverine gameplay, you know damn well that Sony's going to build on what they've shown because they always do.
Oh,
you
yeah.
see more and more of Horizon. You see more and more of Wolverine, more and more God of War. More Sony builds the hype for their games. Microsoft, their games are in the dark. Crossfire X gets a stealth announcement for a stealth release in February. Shit was announced in 2019. We have set to see like full gameplay of it.
It's going to be shown well.
Exactly. But with that, my voice is
They
going.
don't want to
stream is crashing left and right, Frogs.
Well,
Our stream is crashing, so yeah, it crashed. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you hung in there. I want to thank everybody for their support. Have a great rest of the holidays. I might do a stream right after New Year's. If not, we'll be back on Monday. Maybe I'll do a Grinds My Gears just to kind of, anything that I missed on this show. Frogs around, he's welcome to join in. But if not, I want to thank everybody for bearing with my horrible internet. I am going to fix this stream in OBS because that's the problem, and we're gonna take care of that issue because my internet seems fine. I think it's just OBS and my streaming settings, and so with that, Frog, do your outro. Yep, we got Forspoken as well. That's right. Do your outro. We're heading out of here.
Going on, everybody? This is your boy Frog Streams. I have a video coming next year of why I've taken my Xbox Series S and I am trading in for a PS5.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's that serious. And why I am my next big video is why I'm totally convinced that Xbox is not and no longer will be the console ever for me again. So you guys don't want to miss that. It's not fan bait or clickbait. It's definitely something I think you'll totally enjoy. But stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
That
stay
sounds
tuned
good.
for
I'll
that.
be tuning
you can
into
check me
that,
out.
Frog. Definitely.
Definitely want to check it out. It's it's gonna be me and my 3 sons. And let me tell you, I got sons that are diehard Xbox fans, and they can tell you why they're PlayStation fans.
I call it the
now.
Frog Family Feud, man. That's a family feud. I'm be tuning into that, but yes, check it out, man. That I'll tell you, Frog is definitely passionate. He's gonna tell you exactly where it is because he we don't get yellow chairs. You buy everything with money. That's why it's so passionate here because we spend our money on these products and what we think it's worth it and what's not worth it, and we share that with you guys. And so definitely tune into that and check out Frog's channel and his video and the Family Feud. And Frogs is gonna drop down some facts on that show. As for me, I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Sorry for the streaming stuff. I appreciate, man. I see these viewers going up and down, man. We were at 110. They dropped down to 15. They jump up to 30. You grinders, that's why you're the grinders, man. And I can't thank you guys enough for all the support that you're giving this channel and supporting me and even Frogs as well. And I want to thank you guys for a great year, and there's more to come. I'm going to fix this stream, and I'm going to have some giveaways to give away. I didn't want to do it here because it wasn't fair because I wasn't planning to do it here, but the stream is just all over the place, and it wouldn't be fair, so I'm going to do it on the next one. And I want to thank everybody. So stay tuned. Keep us locked here. Subscribe. Be a VIP grinder. And again, in the chat, put down your Games of the Year or your Booster of the Year award. Definitely continue that in the comments section. I read them all, and I will respond. So thank you again, grinders. Have a happy new year if I don't do a video by then. And stay tuned for next week for the Gaming Grindhouse. See you guys later.
Yeah.
Thank